very beginning. They just fumbled the bag. Oh, that today, and you got down. You want to roam down? Roam down. The ice bath. You should try. Interesting as well. Basically,
electric.
सामान
के हो त्यो के हो
सामान छैन 400
भिटामिनको दबाई छ
मेरो ग्यास्ट्रिक हो
ए ग्यास्ट्रिकको मलाई भिटामिनको जस्तो थियो
जाने खाना खानु दिनु क्या त्यहाँ त यो हान्दैछु एक्सट्रिम मम्मी हुनुहुन्न कि त्यहाँ ए
हजुर
साथीहरू
यहाँ
खै तिमी आउँदैछौ भने खै आउँदैछु के
एउटा एक्सट्रिमको दाम पनि बढेछ नि त
होइन
तेरा कति छ
तिमी आउने भनेको होइन अनि
आउँदैन त्यहाँ कति छ त एक्सट्रिमको दाम
110 120 130 हेर्नु
यहाँ त माथि 140 कति पुग्यो अस्ति टर्च हेर
काठमाडौँ हो नि त भाइ
होइन सुरुमा त्यही त 120-30 थियो पछिबाट त 140 पुगेछ कसैले चाहिँ 120 मा दिन्छ
वाच पार्टी
आफ्नै रेट अनि दाजु कस्तो छ फेरि सिपिङहरू गर्नु हुँदैछ रिकभरीमा आएर PUBG हो कि होइन
Futbol uğraşıyordum, futbolcu olmak
Mobile
istiyordum.
Legends
Ama pandemi girdikten sonra futbolu
ल्यापटप भनेको स्ट्रिम गर्नु पर्यो भनेको कहिले आउँछ ल्यापटप
Nosotros empezamos
पठाइदिन्छ
de la
नि
MDL,
DM
la ganamos, después subimos a
Dios
la
la
MPL,
verdad.
también la ganamos y ahora estamos en el mundial y también esperamos ganar.
I think teams always underdog.
अन्त हर्केको सपोर्ट हो क्या तपाईँ
Nobody expected
साथी
us to be here.
म
Evo was
कसैको
one,
सपोर्ट
so
होइन
we break through the expectation of everyone.
ए
म पोलिटिक्समा
Even though we
मन
are
पर्दैन
coming in as a newcomer, we are not just coming for experience. We need to get out. That's all.
यत्रो बच्चा भयो होइन
Nosotros somos el
अहिलेसम्म
equipo
म
de
त्यसरी हिँडेको थिइनँ
Who do I think will be the dark horse? I have a religion bias, but I would say CG for sure.
I'll lean more towards Young on Galactic. I don't think anyone really is expecting CG to be a
Dark
threat.
Horse भनेको चाहिँ भर्खर आउने प्लेयरहरूलाई भन्छ क्या Dark Horse न्यू प्लेयरहरूलाई
sebab kita ni suka invade
जसको
orang.
चाहिँ जो भनौँ न टुर्नामेन्टहरू जित्ने क्यापेसिटी हुन्छ नि त्यसलाई पनि भन्छ नयाँ प्लेयर अब उनीहरू होइन
Agresif, kenapa? Karena super terang. Karena kalau misalkan bermain agresif, musuh bakal kena pressure duluan.
Môi hai đài của nhóm cho chất lệ aggressive để xa của nhóm cái món cơ
यो Cambodian King हो
môi hai
CFP
cần
हो
tới
नि
ha nè nè cái bay khăn mà tên
अहिले लास्ट
aggressive cứ thay
लास्टको म्याच छ
38
नकआउट सुरु भइसक्यो क्या
有对手可能研究不透我们吧。
We are not
Yeah,
serious.
yeah.
We just playing for fun because not if you play for real, you get a high progression national.
可以打进世界赛的关键之一是早睡早起，保持好身体。
Siguro determination na
teacher काम लागेछ
ल्यापटप चाहिँ लिएर
pagiging consistent sa paglalaro.
in our veteran need to respect us. Strong mentality and discipline because it's all about out of the game. Teams for me are gaming.
बोटले उयो बोलेको के कोला मार्बल छ डेडपुल
Legends. Siguro meron muna silang MSC title and
अझै अब
Emerald
10
title.
मिनट जस्तो हुन्छ भित्र छिरेपछि पोस्टर
kalau dibilang tim raja enggak lah. Kita belum layak semuanya raja.
गेमिङ भन्नु
Ya back to semuanya baru bisa dianggap tim raja.
Tingin ko isa kami sa making team. Kami sa mga teams kasi sobrang dami na namin pinanalo na tournament.
नि साथीहरू आउँछ कि भनेर लाइभ गरेको
Sobrang dami na namin na-achieve ng magkasama. Sa team na namin yung Golden Road. Hindi na siguro yung tawag sa amin siguro.
मान्छेहरू खेल्दै रहेछ मोबाइल
I
लेजेन्ड
think we are because based on the recent tournament in NSC, we are
के अरे
if we win, we already
सोल्टी के भनेको
the potential.
उतापट्टि भने भाइसँग बोल्दै थियो क्या
Let's do it for Malaysia.
I will redeem Indonesia.
भिडियोको साउन्ड घटाउनु भयो के चाहिँ भनेको हेर्दैछु अहिले अघि उता बोल्दै थिएँ क्या म एउटा भाइसँग
Official gaming phone.
फिटको साउन्ड घटाउन कहाँबाट हौ यो त माइक्रोफोनको त कताबाट घुमाउनु के भनेको ठिक छ मेरो आवाज हल्का सानो आयो अब आउँदै होला त म उयस लगाएर छु नि त हेडफोन इयरबड लगाइरहेछु त आउनु पर्ने त भिडियोको साउन्ड मात्रै ठुलो भयो भनेको अहिले ठिक छ यो अनिकको हेर्नुपर्छ गेम हल्का डिले राखेर हानेको छु कि डिलेमा फेरि बिहान हानिदिन्छ क्या डिले छैन भने छिटो 300 स्टार पुऱ्याइहाल्नु भनेको योपालि चाहिँ म पुऱ्याउँछु हाइम्यान मेरो साथीहरू खोजेर मसँग हाइपर त छँदैछ होइन दामी खेल्ने हाइपर जस हरेक पोजिसनमा हामी सबै हिरोहरू खेल्न सक्ने खाले टिम खोज्दैछु यो मेरो उइस के रे शेरन स्मेल लाइक पनि हुन्छ
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is pretty close, but okay. Welcome back. My name's Rafael. There's other people here as well, you know. Yeah, there's Mirko as well as Naisu. Now 2 teams have been eliminated. One of them is CG. Yeah, after this, it is going to be Onyx Indonesia going up against Team Falcons, fighting for the final slot to get to the knockouts.
Yes, sir. 1 spot. 1 shot. 2 teams, 1 shot, 1 dream.
1 dream chaser. Actually, there's 2 dream chasers, my bad. Yeah.
So nice Visa card.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a nice Visa card, man.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So yeah, Falcon going up against Onyx Indonesia here, where Onyx is kind of all over the place at this point, especially compared to Falcons, where Falcons kind of just understand they want to play utility whenever possible. And Matilda is the key for Falcons. Without the Matilda, they do still have other picks, so they're not super constricted.
Yeah.
But they really just do like using utilities.
I was just going to say, not just that Matilda, man. I think teams that have figured out Team Falcons have also honed in on Boyet's picks.
Yes, sir.
No utility for Boyet as well. Or, you know, like narrow it down. And I think this is going to be a big test for Team Falcons, just because when that was solved, and Onyx, I expect Onyx to do the same thing. And it seems like they have somehow refined their gameplay and also the draft and what they like to do. And I think it's just iconic because Team Falcons, if you guys have been watching Team Falcons for a while, they always end up facing Indonesia, man.
Yep.
And now it's a do or die for both of them.
In M5, the group stage, in M6, in the Swiss stage against TLID, they met in 2-2, just like Onyx here today.
And now let the world see the final 8. Again, this will be the final best of 3 here in the Swiss stage, where we will be seeing who actually makes it to the knockout stage and the final team to get eliminated. Again, for Falcons, if they make it, this will be the first time that Mina actually goes through to the knockout stage. But it will be a pretty big upset because, again, Onyx Indonesia are the champions of MPL Indonesia. So if they do get knocked out, then again, one of the front runners, even
hey guys, this is why Blade of the Heptacy has hit so hard.
If the Kings fall early, it's quite an upset.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the fact that they are in the 1-2 bracket, a lot of people were already kind of disappointed. But I think if you're Indonesian, if you follow Onyx for long enough, they've just been horrible at best of ones in the past. You know, whenever it's not a best of 3, when it's like a best of 2 or a best of 1, Onyx are kind of just not even Sky Kings, they're just there. They're normal human beings. But when we get back to best of 3s, that's when they can regain their form. And I think that's what they've done. Falcons are very, very good, though. And in the past, Onyx have struggled against teams who do well with utility junglers.
Yeah, there's something about specific teams, and I'm glad they're very self-aware of this. Like, they're not good at, like, best of ones.
Yeah.
And I feel like we actually had this discussion back in M6 with the first Swiss stage, where we were like, you know, there's clearly going to be teams that just do better in best of 1, especially with the way they draft and they approach the game. And, you know, this is one of the cases where you look at this and, you know, there's a lot that can be left on the line within a best of 3 already when it's do or die. This is destined for redemption, though. Again, back when they were Twisted Minds last year, they had to face TLID in their final chance to qualify for the knockout stage and make history. But now, Falcons, they'll go ahead and meet Onyx in the same scenario. Once again, this is a do or die. This is 2 champions going head-to-head.
And even if you're looking at the draft, if Onyx follows the same draft pattern as yesterday, then it is quite going to be different here because Boya plays for his team, and for Onyx, the team plays for Kyrie, right? Getting that Yusing Shin early and then basically build a utility around him, even getting a Faramis just in case if he really needs it. So this is going to be very different when it comes to the win condition because for Falcons, Cuffin on mid is very good. And worst comes to worst, go for their gold laner. But I would say between everyone, Cuffin is definitely the most consistent damage dealer for Falcons.
Yeah, I think after that, Dosano comes really close. He's been amazing as well. When he's given the proper space, right? Even against Aurora Turkey, they were doing so well. Sano was the MVP in one of those games in the comeback for game number 2, but in game number 3, unfortunately, Paco was just better. He was able to find the carry in a very tight spot, and the rest of the team capitalized.
Got a lot of...
Liquidसँग त यहाँनिर फाल्कनसँग हार्यो भने त लिक्विडले कसरी
They don't have drums though, no? Like,
I believe that, yeah, I mean, they do have drums, but I guess they don't have it today.
Yeah,
copyright.
Drums in here today, but they definitely have the crowd in here. One of the things I'll say though is again, like, they across the board, Team Falcons has just gotten better. We've seen these guys play so often now over the years, maybe under different team banners, but still nonetheless these familiar names. And I think across the board, this is probably one of the best forms that we've seen them in, you know, over the years. And
Falcon?
Yeah, Falcons. Yeah. And again, granted that these guys all have been studying in engineering degrees, medicine degrees, and everything else. So, like, take that in consideration.
They're smart.
To where they are now on the world stage.
Something that we do have to see, because throughout the entire day, most of the games are really just about the drafts. And between Falcon as well as Onyx, I would say Falcon is the more consistent when it comes to drafts, because it's kind of like good and bad. They have one play style, but you roughly know how to draft for that one playstyle. If Onyx ID, they just continue what they did yesterday, then I think they should not be fumbling the draft. Because, again, as long as it's a good draft for Kyrie, then you're good. If somehow they change things up, if somehow Coach ID is like, you know what, how about today we just play for Loopy, right? And then start to change up the draft. Not saying it's a bad idea, but changing the draft last minute can add more gears. And more gears just gives more opportunities for mistakes to happen.
Absolutely. And I think that's the case. Even though a lot of people would just boil it down to, okay, best of one curse.
Yeah.
It's not like that. I mean, there's a lot of problems, a lot of issues for Onyx that they had to deal with throughout their Swiss stage run so far.
यिनीहरुको ड्राफ्ट पनि यिनीहरुको ड्राफ्ट पनि राम्रो भयो नि त.
Even for me, like coming into this, I'm glad I didn't do a tier list because I would have traditionally put them at like the higher end, but they struggled so much in the first days of the Swiss stage. And yes, they've made, you know, some of those refinements and they covered the grounds, but I just feel like, again, it was almost disappointing. Like coming in and seeing the way that Onyx performed, the way they did, especially being champions of such a, you know, a contending region, strong region, and you know when you look at that, they just had to go through the ringer. And I'm wondering if Onyx, even if they get past this test, Team Falcons, I do almost expect this to be a 3 games. I know we've had 2 sweeps so far, but
इन्डोनेसियामा
I
सबसे
could see
धेरै
this one
भ्युअर
going 3
भनेको
games
नि
here, just
यो
because Team
स्काइलरको
Falcons
होला.
has really shown good synergy, and that's what, I mean, that's kind of what made Onyx such a strong team, the synergy together.
Last time they met in GOTF, it was actually a full 3-game series, so, and that was decided by draft, because game number 3, Falcon just completely dropped their draft, and Onyx were able to win.
Yeah, again, like something about today, it really is just all about the draft. Because even fans of Onyx have been quite critical towards ID, saying, you know, doesn't respect ban and all those kind of things. But I think it's going to be warranted if he somehow, let's go with that Matilda, which I don't think should happen.
You think that Matilda is that strong of a pick, right?
Like, I think it's too comfortable.
Yeah, it's like super, and that's the funny thing. Like, no other teams really play the Matilda anymore except Team Falcons.
Except Falcons, and it's been consistently banned away from them after they showed it. So I wonder if Onyx's approach is going to be more of like, nah, I think we can handle it, or ban it out. Because again, losing here, just the first game momentum, we've seen that in the best of threes for today. Getting game 1 is a huge confidence boost.
Last game of YG against CG, that's the only game that went the distance.
Yes.
Everything else, 14
minutes.
Over 10,000. It could still be the same for today, it's just that we don't know who's going to be suffering the loss.
A lot of pressure.
Champion
is the pressure of being the home crowd heroes here. #1 champions in Indonesia. For Falcon, it's about taking down the Titans, who've always been the ones
कुनै
to take them down in international
हालतमा हैन
tournaments. The
अचानक
region has
अब
always
ओनिकले
stopped them,
जित्यो भने
kept them from being great.
That would be such
ओनिकले जितिहाल्यो भने
milestone if
यो गेम त
Falcons
उसको
is able to move on to the knockouts, knocking down
यो
a
ओनिकले
region, a country that has
यो M7
constantly
उठायो
been
भने
the
नि
way of them moving forward.
हायाबुसालाई च्याम्पियन
Again,
स्किन दिन्छ
taking
जस्तो
down
लागिरहेछ
a champion of any region is a huge milestone for any team.
हायाबुसालाई
But
दिन्छ कि
you
अब
know, I
कुन
think,
चाहिँ म्यान
I
अफ
think
द म्याच
I think
दिन्छ
they're capable of doing it. And like you guys mentioned, we will see this once we get to the draft. The draft is more important than ever. I mean, it's always been important, but right now with the current meta, we are seeing these big hero picks that really stand out. Claude, for example, you know, the farces, even
हल्का डिलेमा
the
राखेको छु
contest
कि
between
मैले
the jungles, like the
फेरि
YSS
ब्यान
and
हुन्छ
everything
क्या
else. But and then once you get it, even if you
खाजा
have that
छैन
solid
हौ
draft, the execution factor. And one thing that we have seen
भरे
is
कसरी भात
teams
चाहिँ खान्छु
who traditionally are those powerhouse teams still have a little shakiness, you know, in certain ways that they approach the game. There's probably only one team that really has been the cleanest out of all of them. I think we know who
फ्याल्कनसँग
we're
हार्यो
talking
भने
about
त
there,
झन्
right? So we'll take a look.
फ्याल्कनसँग त
Sure. Like if that's where you're leaning towards.
Wait, then who?
हार्यो भने त अनि
I'm wearing their colors,
बेचौत
man.
हुन्छ ओनिकको त
Is this the right color? I don't know. I'm colorblind.
I
हुन
don't
त
know.
फ्याल्कन राम्रो टिम छ कि
Hey, V.
V.
म त अब कहिले
He's
नलगेको
the
हड्दै नि
cleanest of
जितोस्
them all.
भन्छु कि
He
जित्नु
is.
त
He's definitely the cleanest of them all.
टिएलले
being,
पहिला
card
उठाइसकेको
shaped
थियो
as well. But yeah, going into this game is really just about draft. I think after the draft, then we have a much better idea. I think on paper it is
CW
still
यो
on
स्केलर
paper,
भन्दा
for
मलाई
sure.
CW राम्रो
Which,
लाग्छ
by the way,
यार
small tangent, I feel like if my team
CW
has
नि
a big
CW
fan
नि
base,
छैन
Yeah.
I actually want my fan base to go on the other side.
Why?
Because then they can be loud, so
एक्चुली
then
त
our opponents
बुट्स
will be the one
बुट्स
destroyed.
जोतको थियो
Yeah.
क्या
Ah.
तेजलाई मात्रै
Yeah.
खेल्न आउने खालको
Like if they're being loud there, then your opponents would get rattled.
Is that
Personally, for me, that's what I would do.
I think ego? Are they allowed to do that? I don't think they are.
I don't think
That's
so,
not
but
a-
like if you fill the
Yo,
arena
yeah,
up with
those
just your
people
fans, then I
don't
guess
touch
it
like
works.
Yeah, it works. Yeah, just buy both seats.
And I think it is the case here because like it is in Indonesia. I think for Alter Ego it was the case as well. It was just the hardcore Alter champs were on
कोचले
the
जस्तो
Alter Ego
भन्छ त्यही
side.
So
अनुसार
what does that
ड्राफ्ट
mean for the
गर्नुपर्ने
knockout
हुन्छ
stage
नि
when we eventually?
त्यसमा चाहिँ ड्राफ्ट
Oh man,
Blow.
I mean you experienced M4. You guys experienced M4.
Baxia.
Yeah, but maybe it's different now.
Oh, it will be. It's not going to be as
That
loud because there are
Kairiko
no RQ
Baxia.
fans. Or maybe the
Kui.
RQ fans are just in different skins.
I think everybody's caught up.
त्यो
Like, most
त्यो
people have like
मिडको
caught up to
बुस्टमा
that now,
राइटपट्टिको
like, at
बुस्टमा
least here in
तान
Indonesia.
खाएको होइन नि
Like they have like
के
RQ
घाँसमा
are still
हेर्नु
like
जाँदाखेरि
on their own league in terms of
काइरीले
fan base. I think.
झम्झरा झुमझुम हानेको
No,
होइन
you should just go
RQ
for
and
electric
Evos.
guitars.
RQ and
कस्तो
Evos.
बिचारा
Evos are really
अप्पर
good too.
बिजोक
with their fans.
बनाइदिएको युटिलिटीहरू
Electric
खेल्न
guitar,
सक्दैन
though.
रहेछ
Electric guitar,
काइरीले
bass. Start having more rhythm, you know?
खासै
Yeah. So you're gonna connect it to a speaker?
Yeah, of course.
Interesting.
Yeah, how do you play electric guitar without a speaker? Then you just look.
Because I don't think
Kinda
you're allowed
silly.
to bring a
Yeah,
speaker
I
in.
don't think you could bring an amp.
एउटा ल्यापटप भएको त सोल्टी म पनि गर्थेँ
It's
होला
an amp.
Yeah, it's an
तर
amp. I
आज
learned
चाहिँ
that
हेरौँ
from,
एडिट
Kaizen.
गरौँ
I'm
भनेको
not
एक दुईवटा
acoustic.
भिडियो
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know anything about music as well.
Yeah.
You could play an acoustic.
Isn't acoustic just like a music form?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah. Acoustic is basically a guitar without the amp.
yeah,
I mean, but it's also the type of guitar.
yeah.
Interesting.
आज
Speaking of interesting, I'm seeing the players starting to walk in. So
Yeah,
Aja.
maybe
P, Skylar.
we'll get into the
Look,
game
but
pretty soon. Right now, we're
but
just
today-
waiting for the teams to walk in, and then we can get the game started.
It's hard to really think about what they do until we get to the draft, man. Because like we've seen different things from them all throughout Swiss stage. Now this is the last day of Swiss. I don't know if any surprises are going to come out.
खै मलाई त
If it
थाहा नै
does,
छैन सिडब्लु
well, would it
कस्तो
even
छ
be Onic? I don't think it'd be Onic, man.
I think it might be Onic.
Bravo,
I think
personal
all
life
teams,
ले गर्दा हो
they've
कि?
been the more surprising ones actually.
They brought
Swiss
Faramis
stage, you
yesterday.
know?
पर्सनल लाइफले गर्दा हो कि तर उता यसमा होला हौ त्यो
A lot of them picked
उयसमा
the
के
Sora
अरे
pick, even
भिआइपी
though
रुममा
Valentina's
बसिरहेको
open,
होला नि
right? And
सिडब्लु
they've gone for a lot of like
टिमको
picks
रुममा
as
क्या
well, on top of the whoa picks.
I mean,
Team
before
Falcons,
Falcons,
होला
they even have aim on.
हेर्दै
That's
बसेको
true.
छ
Team
This
Falcons
se- not this
feels
season.
No, not this season, MSC.
nostalgic almost.
Nostalgic. Why?
स्कालरलाई
Because, like,
ढन्देको होला
I feel like their best
सिडब्लु
gameplay is like a
सिडब्लु
meta
त
that we were
बबाल छ
in
नि यार
a while ago.
ओए सुपर
But it still
मार्कोहरुसँग
works.
चाहिँ
Still works
टक्कर
if it's
खेलिदिन्छ
Onic. Let's see if it will work against the Falcons. We're flying, yo.
बिटिक्स
Weren't you
अप्पर
talking
राम्रो
about
खेल्छ
Falcons?
यार
I was talking
सिडब्लुले
about Falcons.
बिटिक्स यो क्लाउडी पनि खेल्छ
I
राम्रो
get what he
खेल्छ
meant though.
Yeah.
1-1 पनि
Yeah.
खेल्छ
Anyways,
Just one
yeah,
minute.
right now the players
CW
are just getting ready. It's
MM
really
चाहिँ
just
टन्न
about
छ यो
because
स्कालरको
throughout
छैन
the
क्या
day and the
एमएम
trend
हरू
for today,
धेरै
we would prefer
यसको मेन
something a little bit
फाइटर
more even.
Fighter
You know,
बेसी
let's just put it that way. We want something a little bit
यो तर मेटा फेरि
Even if it's not 3 game, even if it's
2.1.41 मा
even
चाहिँ
if
अझै
it's a
पनि
2-0,
फाइटरको
as
मेटामा
long
छ
as
क्या
it's
यो
not over
टुर्नामेन्ट
10,000 goal difference,
अहिले त अब मेटा
I think
चेन्ज
that would be a
भइसकेछ नि
good
त
game to watch, you know?
गोल्डेनमा त्यो
yeah,
लास्टको
It's been
त्यो
3
सिक्सको
games,
गोल
hopefully not.
बढाइदिएको
and
छ
3 games in a row, mind you.
But you know, maybe the Indonesians are like, we want that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the
MLCF
Indonesians
भएर
will
खेल्यो
want
भने
that.
त
I mean, I
जित्दैन
guess
नि अब
people
त फाइटर
from MENA
मेटाले
also want that just for the difference.
Yes.
त्यो सिट चाहिँ
That's
लास्ट
what I'm saying. What if
खानु
it
पर्यो
just
होइन
happens at least? But it's Team Falcons with that kind of lead.
I mean, like, if it happens, it happens. You know, we're just here to
मेरो
decide.
body
Say the line. It is.
It is what is it?
There you
There
go.
it is. Why is it different today? Why is he saying it wrong today?
No, that's the right way.
Why is he saying it
what is
right? Yeah, why?
मेरो तर त्यो उयसमा ड्राफ्टमा
Let's just introduce the
उयो
team
चाहिँ
coming up
सल्टी
on stage. In fact, let's introduce the champions first. Onyx Indonesia.
अलिअलि हाल्दै गर्नु पर्यो है सल्टी भ्यू नै आउँदैन ए
The
के अरे उयो
champions
नै
tested by
आउँदैन क्या
unexpected setbacks are now in the final stand with everything on the line. Defending Indonesia on home soil for the final knockout spot are Lutfi, Kyrie, Sans, Keyboy, and Skyler. Sonics,
M6
what
त्यति साह्रो
time
हेर्दिनँ
is
हौ
it?
मैले यो त अगाडिदेखि नै हेर्दैछु नि त
Onyx time!
वाइल्ड कार्डदेखि नै
Onyx
हेर्दै
gonna
आउँदैछु नि त
lock in because this is their final
को
opportunity
को रहेछ वाइल्ड
to
कार्डमा
get
भनेर के
over to the knockout stage.
नेपालीहरू
And again,
सिक्ने
this
हारेको
is their
होइन रन्डी
home
त्यो
ground. They
बिबिसीहरू
are the
बिग ब्ल्याक
champions
क्लक
of Indonesia. It's more than just getting a win, man.
अब
gotta
हजार
make
स्टारको
sure that
कस्तो
their
होइन
pride
अब हजार
is
स्टार
intact.
माथिको प्लेयरहरू भरेर अनि कम्बोडीकै कसले बोधी हान्दैन M5 मा वर्ल्ड कपमा त्यही भएर नि टिकट नपाएको होला हौ यसमा
Destiny fell into the hands
क्वालिफाई नै
of
हुँदैन नि
Indonesia's
साउथ
champion.
इस्ट
Is it
एसियाबाट
fate's cruel ploy or a grand setup for redemption?
अस्ति फेरि हेर न
Sanji the
त्यो
XP, buoyant in the
आइएसएफमा के
jungle,
त
comfortable in the
क्वालालम्पुरमा
mid, troll in the
मलेसियामा
roam,
भएको थियो
and Sano in the gold. They are here.
केटाले पनि बोधी खायो इन्डो टिमबाट केटीले पनि
Falcons
बोधी
here
खायो इन्डो
again
टिमबाट
coming as the challenger, having to face
चिप
against
गोल्ड
at this point
होइन
best
हो
team
उयो
from
के
Indonesia. It is not
एस्मेराल्डा
going to be easy, but they've been here for a while. They've been training. They've been screaming.
होइन
Hopefully,
सोरा
they've got
सोरा
what
चाहिँ छ
it
गोल्डेन
takes to take
अहिले
down Onyx Indonesia from the sky. We'll see if
सोरा
there's
आएको
any
छ हौ
new
त्यो
adaptation in
इनोसेन्ट भन्नेले क्या
their utility pool. Maybe this time we might
स्याबेज
see
हानिदिन्छ
something
क्या
like a Leomar. But for now, we're going to be calling
सोराले
in the coaches coming in from both teams. For Team Falcons, we got Coach
हारेको होइन
Howie
टिमले
Bird
कोही
and Kakashi.
एसआरटीसँग
For Onyx Indonesia, it's Coach Adi and CW.
यो पो कोच हो
You know, again, as we wait to get to the draft here,
ए सिडब्ल्यू
one of the
कोचमा
main
रहेछ नि
things
त
is just highlighting what both teams have been able to accomplish up to this point in the Swiss stage. And, you know, all the way from the best of ones now to the best of
CW.
threes. One thing's for sure is the contest
कोच
between
पो रहेछ नि
the
त
gold lane, whole lot
CW
of
त
clock,
है
whole lot of carry. You're looking at the
सर्टहरू
lineup, I
हालौँ
believe,
न
first from Team
अँ
Falcons.
सर्टहरू
Too. One
हाल्छु
of the
म
things like Mirko just mentioned was for what Sano's been able
सिडब्ल्यू
to
त
do.
किन
Right? 50% win rate so
उयो
far,
छैन
4
भनेको
games
त
on the
कोचमा
carry.
रहेछ नि त
It seems like it's, I don't know if it's just one of those things that just there is comfort clearly for them, but also buoyant.
अब
Man.
सिडब्ल्यू ड्राफ्ट गरेको
Baksha as
हेर्नु
well, just like with the Fredrin, even other utility junglers, he's got a 67% win rate right now with the Baksha. He, I don't know, he basically did the Filipino change, man. He went from Carl Teasy to Kyrie. It seems like.
That's pretty harsh, man. But
म
the
पनि
Baksha
नेपालको
has
कोच
not been
भएर
kind to
जाउँ त
Kyrie at all. It's been amazing for Carl. On the other side, though, for Onyx, successful
Draft
with
मा
the
पनि
fighters. It's strange to say because even in Onyx ID's run in MPLID, it's been Skyler on marksman, it's been Skyler on orthodox gold laners. But again, he's doing well on the CC, on the Ruby. It's not purely just him on the gold lane anymore, on the, again, orthodox gold laners. So that's what has opened a lot more room for Sans and Kyrie, even Lupi, to step up as the carries again.
यो
I kinda feel
मलेसियामा
like
पनि
what's
त साह्रो खायो
happening
नि
here in the
बोधी
M7 World Championship is that
Yeah,
every
you got
team,
it.
in terms of aggression, everyone has mastered to deny some
सकेन
kind
क्या
of
खेल्न
harm.
हाम्रो
And I feel like
त्यो
Onyx
पनि
has realized they
इन्डोनेसियनको
can't be stretched
इन्डोनेसियाको
too
यो
thin,
टप
right?
टिम
If
होइन
you
नि त
wanna
त्यो पनि
share
मुनिको
your
लास्टको
resources
टिम
with
हो
everyone, then eventually you will lose out.
भनेपछि
And
कतिसम्म
hoping
ग्याप
to
छ
get all the way to the late game, which a lot of teams are
हाम्रो
not able to.
You guys want to know a fun fact?
Fun fact.
इन्डो
Kyrie is only one
यिनीहरूको
of the Swiss stage with Yeast and shit.
Only YSS?
Yep, on the landslide he lost. It was against Team Spirit. It's
Well,
only YSS.
I got a quote here coming in from
Falcon
T-Boy.
is
Say
strong
no to
but not
Sano.
stable
Falcon is
yet.
strong, but
Their
not
gameplay depends
stable
a
yet.
lot
Their
on
gameplay
Sano.
depends a
If
lot
we can
on
shut him
Sano.
down,
If
we
we can
should
shut
be
him
fine.
down, we should be fine. BO1 has
Love
always been
for
around for
me
me and
and
San
Sans
since
is
M3.
empty.
BO3 suits us better. BO2 is fine too. Funny how you can actually turn things around to Onyx and it still makes sense.
Yeah. The
Sano,
BO2
Sano
being
lock
fine is
गरेन
not
भने
really the case
जित्नु
though. I mean, we saw what
यत्रो
happened.
बोलेपछि त जित्नु
MSC
पर्ने हुन्छ फेरि
2024
ढिल्ला हुन्छ कि बोल्दा
against SRG, against
होइन सोल्टी
Yusun it was, where they did not have a good
यतिको
run.
बोलेपछि
They're
नि
not no,
गर्नु
Keyboy,
पर्यो
I
नि त
think that's a
फेरि
bit of optimism.
That's a little cope, Keyboy.
A little cope.
किबोयको ग्रक चाहियो क्या ग्रक
If you're for the Sonics here. But yeah, I think he points out a good point
Oh,
because we already
perfect.
highlighted that. Like,
Keyboy
Sano has
grok
been a big part of making this lineup work from Team Falcons. And that seems to be the story. Like ever since the kind of change or shift that we've seen specifically within the gold lane, it's been the teams that are adjusting that process. I mean, some of the best gold laners out there as we look at the head-to-head here has had to go through that, you know? So you see, this is the comparison. It looks like, Skylar playing more the fighters, like you mentioned, the CC that we see carry the highlight here for Sano. And you look at the difference. The KDA is not too different. Neither is the average GPM here. But the team participation, obviously with a fighter CC, you're going to be a lot more involved in those fights. Unless you're like what we saw in the previous matchup, you know, where you're just, or with Hiko, where he played the CC, was just running it down his lane, knocking down everything he could. But that's the thing I was saying is you really have to see these teams adjust the gold lane of meta for themselves, but also the way they approach the draft around that. If Claude is just banned out, which I kind of almost assume it's going to be. I don't think either of these teams really want the Claude to go through unless they really plan to kind of draft around that.
Alter Ego ले राम्रो खेल्यो नि राम्रो खेलिरहेछ Alter Ego राम्रो छ
he only participates in the fight once he gets his item because what Falcons
SRG Alter Ego यो YG भन्ने राम्रो लाग्यो
he has 4 games on the carry with a 50% win rate. And I would say all games, even in the games that they lost, it was actually quite close. So out of all the teams, Falcon is probably the only one that made carry actually look good.
के रे भ्यालेन्टिनालाई चाहिँ हैन ट्याङ बिलमा क्या भ्यालेन्टिना हैन अनि मेच चाहिँ लुई थियो क्या कस्तो चाहिँ भ्यालेन्टिना रोम क्या अब अप्पर खेलेको थियो नपत्याउने खाले ड्राफ्ट क्या अब
Did we see a carry today? No, we didn't see a single carry today. Game 1, I think, right?
यस्तो ड्राफ्ट गर्नेहरू हैन
So
प्लेयरहरु अब अहिलेको पिक्चरहरु ट्यालेन्टेड पिक्चरहरु आयो नि त
So here it is. YSS is respect.
अब
Kyrie's
चलाउनेहरु
only. So both teams respect for each other. The utility, the Matilda,
काल्टिजीहरुको त अर्को M8 मा त काल्टिजीहरु त सुक्नु पर्ने हो नयाँ फुच्चेहरु अब ट्यालेन्टेडहरु आउँदै गर्छ नि त नयाँ जेनेरेसन हामी भन्दा राम्रो खेल्नेहरु आउँदै जान्छ नि त्यस्तो त
But at the same time, I kind of feel like if they get something like a Jushin, they'll probably want to take it away from Sans.
What about the Claude though right now?
Oh yeah, Claude.
But the Claude, I'm not too sure about Skylar on a Freya. See, like that's the question. If you have a good Freya player on your team, then you're fine actually letting go of the Claude. But if not, I think it's better to ban it out.
Look at this. We're asking the chat who will win game 1. So far, only 2 for Falcon and 124 for Onyx.
Just a yellow bar.
By the way, I like this carry ban because again, this is their style. They want to have a very heavy front line.
500.
And maybe they just have a different pick for Sano here. Forcing out Onyx. If Onyx does not ban out that carry, then probably easy carry pick for
For you mean the Claude?
Yeah, if Onyx doesn't ban Claude, yeah, good for Falcons.
So I was gonna say, I think this just shows that they wanted to go ahead and prioritize the Claude. You know, and then that would probably go back to the whole thing we talked about with Skylar playing a fighter in the gold.
Yeah. I think banning out the Claude is a safer option right now, right? And then Falcons can go for, say, Yves, then it'll be a Juicin plus Granger, maybe a Choke Ranger. They want to go for the straight-up trade, so if you go for the Claude, we'll go for the Juicin without anything to hold the Juicin back.
Well, it should be Claude.
It really should be.
Yeah. Because Cuffin also is still, again, more of a carry type rather than a support. Plus, I feel like if you're going up against Jushin, you can opt for something like a Zintian. Without that range, and then just slow them down.
Yep. Yeah. Sora can be a really good red 3 as well for Onyx. If there's no Valentina, if there's no the picks, and then Onyx can just ban out the counters towards it.
I think we'll just see them also just take the Claude and then eventually get the Baksha.
So
for Boyet here.
Yep.
The Grok is open, by the way.
Yeah.
Do you go Juicin Grok or do you go Juicin Cho?
That's a pretty good question. Yeah.
Teams have been opting for Cho, man. You know, like especially here on the red.
But Falcons will get a nasty combo if they get Grok and Cho.
Grok Baxia.
Yeah. Okay, it's gonna be the.
I like it.
Jushin.
Yes. This is the reason you don't ban Baxia as well, by the way. The Yuzong is a pretty good pick against the Baxia when it comes to stopping him from retry, stopping him from getting the neutral objective.
All right, so we'll see if they actually go pick up their jungler right now for Boyet, but knowing that they've already got the Claude here, they're probably
should be Grok.
Just Grok, maybe Grok Farsa.
Yeah.
They want to go ahead and go and just pick up the Farsa here. Might be one of the unless later on they hold on to that mid lane pick and they potentially get like a Lunox or something.
What about picking up the Lancelot for yourself though, right? Because like Onyx are clearly gonna go for the Lancelot here. No,
Boyet has not used any assassins at all.
Yeah.
But he even up for the Akai.
Agreed, but also you have to take into account the fact that Onyx have to use Zong, so the neutral objectives aren't going to be that easy anymore. Kimmy pick though instead of the Farsa. Again, something that I'm not a big fan of, knowing there's a Yuzong on the other side, especially considering Onyx are most likely gonna go Lancelot now.
Looks like Falcons, they're just going for pure comfort. Because
or even Haya.
Because again, this is kind of like their S tier, and we did set this up. It really is, depending on the draft here. I wouldn't say Falcon making too big of a mistake, as yes, it is their best heroes, and compared to other teams, they haven't had the opportunity to scream as much as everyone else. Let's just put it that way.
Who's that, Honor?
No, Falcons.
Falcons, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Focusing on studies and all.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to be a Fanny pick red 3, not going to lie. It's been a while since Kyrie has gotten the Fanny open in the banning phase, so the fact that they didn't pick it up means that they're comfortable putting in Kyrie on any hero, which isn't really the thing you would expect from Onyx usually. You would usually see the pick for him early. But alright, they have mid-prio with the Cho plus the Kimmy. Sorry, Cho plus the Jushin. Now they ban out the Grok. I think they do, right?
Yeah. Ban out the Grok, and then, I don't know, maybe Team Falcons will actually just hone in on... Oh, Minotaur ban.
Huh, why not?
Troll did use the Minotaur before, an amazing game, and their opponents just could not figure out how to deal with the Minotaur. In fact, he even stole the Lord.
Okay. There's no poke for now for Onyx, so that means that they want to go for, something of less range. That's why the CC gets caught up in the bans by Falcons. Good read.
Is Skylar going to play the Freya? Are we going to see Skylar on gold lane Freya, man?
The only other answer to the Claude so far, well, actually, the only answer has been Freya.
Who knows? They might even go for something like a Sora.
Sora gold? That's true. That's true. That is another answer we've seen work. And they are going to ban out the Uranus. So the thing is, you have to go Sora last pick here, right?
Premium supply क्या?
Yeah.
But what's stopping Falcons from doing the same thing and picking up the Sora?
Event को soul base
The Yuzong was already picked up, so you don't really have that matchup anymore. The Jushin is in mid, so bouncing is not possible.
What did just ban the high or lens?
Yeah, I think that would be the best choice.
I almost would say just, like, if you're going to ban one of them, ban out the Haya. I mean, sorry, ban...
Single
ban
से
Lance.
7 ताल घुमाएछ
Either or, I think it's still...
Yeah. Like, if you really... Because most of these are targeted bans anyway, you might as well just go ahead and ban out the Lancelot so that Kyrie doesn't get that. I don't know. I don't expect him to pick up any other utility. They'll go with the Harith.
Interesting.
Okay, so Harith gold. So a lot of those gold lane options are just trying to once again play into that strength of Team Falcon so far, which has been Sano for a lot of times, and he gets the best gold lane hero right now. So setting up around that. Now Onyx on the response.
Draft.
Do they go their?
Draft यिनीहरुले
They're gonna go. Do they pick up their jungle now?
Safe pick should just be the Lancelot, get a winning matchup for Skylar, right?
ठिक छ draft. राम्रो यार बाक्सिएको लागि यो म्याच त अपर हो राम्रो.
Lancer Haya, they go for Haya. 33% win rate hasn't been the pick to get you wins a lot here, yeah.
Yeah, winning twice here, but yeah, Falcon right now. I'm more worried about their EXP pick right now because having a front line, you will be basically crushed by the Jushin. So you need something that has a lot more mobility, but the thing that comes to my mind right now is the Lapu, Atlas, to a certain extent, I guess, the Arlet, but it is kind of depends on how good you are on that pick. I'm thinking... Oh, do they go? Okay, Hilda. Oh yeah, Esme for Goliath.
That's a really good deny, by the way. I was about to say maybe Esme Gold, but there's a Baksha and a Claude. So
this team can move really fast, man.
Yes.
Team Falcons, if you look at a lot of their lineups, like it revolves around mobility, you know, and
I honestly feel like this is going to be a Granger.
For Onyx?
Yeah. Because what else do you have, right?
Yeah, it's basically either Granger or like Fighter. Skylar might, but
do you go Lunox?
Lunox Gold?
Yeah, it's not the best choice. I don't know how it does against the Claude, but never mind.
There it is.
You have the combo with Cho. That's what I was thinking about as well, and it's really good against the Baksha and the Esme. So they actually do it.
Yeah, so I think this one is a little bit up in the air because, again, we did say about drafts. And Onyx, again, I kind of feel like this, you know, puts fuel to the fire. We'll see how it works out, but the same can be said for Team Falcons. But at least for Team Falcons, again, they play one style, so they roughly understand what kind of picks they need to achieve that style.
I like that Team Falcons basically still sticks to the fundamentals of their, themselves here. Again, referencing the lineup ratings that we mentioned, you know, you don't want to put too much weight towards it, but yes, they're pretty much even across the board. And if you do look at the draft, that's kind of how it feels when you look at both these coming into game one.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the final best of 3 for today. Falcons coming in, bringing the traditional style of a utility jungler again. Can they achieve a win against the Sky Kings, Onyx Indonesia?
It's our last match between our last two teams to move on to the knockouts. One spot left, and it comes down to this. It's a packed house here in the EXO Hall for this match. Once again here, favoring Onyx, but I would say even after the draft, Team Falcons, what they've been able to show us over the course of this Swiss stage, there's still potential for them to make this work, man. Troll is taking a ton of damage, still holding on to the flicker though.
Yeah, but I would say it's quite equal trade coming in from both sides. Took a little bit of damage there. Skylar just really utilizing the sustain he has to try and poke San out.
Oh, Shield Unity. San's actually flickering out there. That's going to be the mobilization field coming down. Makai gets first blood on Troll. That's Comfort taken very low. Keyboy with a Shunpu out. Lethal taken by Boyet.
You always feel, I feel like we've seen that so many times, man. A team with a Cho on it, you kind of forget just how much damage output he can put early on in the level 1, level 2. Looking at this, again, what's that?
Festival of Blood on the Lunox.
Yeah.
Festival of Blood.
Yeah.
I guess it's a way to deal with the fighter emblem, right?
Yeah.
Skylar has to be careful. Will flicker out right as the shield unity runs out there. A bit of panic from Sans and Skylar.
Yeah, maybe just something that they've been practicing and telling each other is like, let's just respect. Sure, we might lose our spells, but hey, it's just 2 minutes. We got 2 minutes.
Yeah. Nothing too crazy like that they have to worry about.
Ooh, good take.
Yeah, good take there. Delaying Boyet, but like I said, he's going to be able to rotate pretty quickly. Awesome map here on the Baksha. Once again, one of his marquee heroes that he likes to pick up. Kyrie waiting patiently, though. There's a potential here for a play before the turtle breaks out. It does spawn up. Troll's giving the information, but right now, Onyx controls this space.
Yeah, for sure. Troll trying to trade just a little bit against Keyboy. Sanji, though, is going to take a bit of damage coming in from Onyx Indonesia. So if Team Falcon still decide to contest, they just got to be a little bit careful because they're not the healthiest right now.
Yeah. Purple buff take, though, from Kai right now. They're going to do a lot of damage over to Troll. Skylar has already rotated from the gold lane now, and that's going to be Troll caught at the bad spot. Kai with the quad shadow, a lift up from Boyet there. Tortoise Boy Sans coming down, and that's the burst for Skylar walking up as well. Black Dragon from on the turret, tough finish, surely gonna fall from the skies. Ludpi falls as well, Furious dive. Troll under turret taken low. It's a double for Ludpi before he falls.
They traded it out. I mean, that was Onyx just putting the pressure on the wound there. They get the turtle as well, so just kind of a chaotic fight for Team Falcons of the way they approached it, and Onyx comes out with the win in that one.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate because Team Falcons, they are being as proactive as they can. It's just that Onyx ID, they're responding very well.
Quad shadow for Kai, nope. Saves it, doesn't go for it, instead goes for the XP crab.
Yeah, because right now they're just trying to extend the lead here. 1.6k at 3 minutes of the game. Looking at the items, in terms of the goal difference, sure there is in jungle, but I feel like it's not that big of a deal. Boxy is not trying to farm up super fast anyways. Yeah, but the goal lane there, I think this lead will be quite painful for Sano later on.
Yeah, that's why he has to kind of I mean, that's the case for every Claude we've ever seen so far in the Swiss stage, you know? You're kind of just kind of holding on the best you can. You're dealing with getting bullied, especially as teams have adapted to dealing with the Claude. But still, nonetheless, once you get those 3 items, you know, usually under the 10-minute mark for most Trinities, then that's when you really get to shine. And then that advantage that Skylar has, you know, it becomes more of a team thing. But right now, he's pretty much just able to post up in this lane because of he is a Lunox, and then he has the emblems that he has, the Festival of Blood, like you guys mentioned. So he almost doesn't have to worry about anything when it comes to laning him. It's more so the objective. Look at that early Divine Glaive.
Wow.
Rushes the Divine Glaive, first item.
Yep. Now you know exactly what it's picked for, man. It's just picked for the front line.
Big damn.
But the thing is as well, Claude does not have a good time against the Lunox. Yes. Once you go in, before the Blazing Duet, Troll taking a lot of damage.
Wait, the Dragon as well with the Shadow Kill. That's going to be Troll dying.
We have Dragon under the keyboard. 저기라고.
Synergy. Right now,
아까로
trying to take the purple. Oh, here comes Sandy though. They don't want to fight this, do they?
Kyrie retreat, by the way, so they're going to take a bit of time. They won't go straight for the neutral. Actually, they will.
He's just going to start it up. I think maybe they want to bait a fight here.
Yep. Brilliance coming down, Keyboy with Jikundo disengaging. Sano there, Nesao, Skylar healing back up with the minion waves, man. Really good stuff. Boya taking control over the neutral objective. Black Dragon from going to use up by Ludwig trying to go in again as Keyboy goes for the way the Dragon locks him down. Still retreat from Boya as Keyboy gets a Jikundo. The shampoo on the flickers out the safety. Ludwig with the re-engage. Kai with a killing spree now. It's a double. Make it another for Sans.
이것도 또
Falcon from Monica Indonesia is just a little bit too much and more accessible instantly, where Team Falcons, they kind of want to set things up. Both Sanji as well as Sano, they don't deal immediate burst damage in comparison to Skylar on
किन हतार गरेको टडल
Hayabusa.
This feels tough
to
to see
तिनीहरूलाई हान्नु दिएर चाहिँ मान
behind Kyrie now level 10, just kind of the speed
गाडा हुन्छ नि खाएको र नखाएको एउटै हुन्छ नि अझ खाएको भन्दा त्यो टटल खाएको भन्दा घाटा लाग्यो नि यिनीहरूलाई
You know, even though they started up the turtle, they didn't have the retribution. They knew that if there was going to be a fight, we have enough damage that we can actually just kind of overload it and capitalize on that anyways, and that's what we saw. And that's why even that Divine Glaive early pickup for Skylar was such a big pickup, because you saw how much damage he was able to just kind of burst out on demand here. So with this, it's all ballooned to 4,000 plus gold lead for Onyx.
I thought for sure with a lead like this, Kai would go for a Sky Piercer first or second item after the Hunter Strike, but nope. He's staying consistent, doesn't want to risk it. Troll.
Alright, Troll's fine.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm with Merco on this one. I thought he would go for the Sky Piercer just to make it like basically uncomebackable for Team Falcons. And now Onyx ID, they are pressuring the gold lane a little bit, but we've seen Team Falcons in this situation before. I believe by Second Lord, they will be able to come back. So it's really just the question whether Onyx ID will actually give them that opportunity, because we've seen what a even 4-item Claude can do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what most Claudes have to end up doing. They are playing behind even more so. So this turtle comes up here in a couple seconds. Looks like they want to make a play. Keyboard.
Great cut.
And
not even the way to drag it there. Skylar gets the kill there. They didn't use a single ultimate. Skylar didn't even use his ultimate, right?
No, I believe not.
कस्तो पोजिसन बिगारेको रेला गरेको
even without using the kick or the flicker, so that's going to be a clean turtle take now.
ए हुन्छ
They're going to go and try to get these tier 1s in the mid.
Kyrie secures the turtle. That's going to be defended by the Fierce Dive. Blocking Troll down very low. The Lancer flare on him. Kai with a double goes to the back as well. Gets the quad shadow. And that's a triple. Now looking for another kill, as that's going to be the backup coming out from Sans with the Crimson Beacon. Skylar flickering in to provide safety. It's an all-in under the tier 2. They don't care about the turrets. They'll wipe Team Falcons out under the tier 2.
Skylar said, I got you, bro, but he didn't even need to. They end up dismantling Team Falcons, clipping the wings this early on.
Dude, like, it's been a while since we see Hayabusa deal this much damage this early. We're going to be looking at an instant replay here, and the fight starts all the way in mid, and it starts off just because this Hilda could not take any damage, and we can't blame him. Skylar on this Lunox just deal with the front line, and then Kyrie goes after the back lines. The lead is too much, and then there's just nothing the Team Falcons can realistically do.
I bet he wish he had the Sky Piercer, man.
Yeah, dude.
Like, you know, but he went with the Hunter Strike and then what was it? War second item. So, you know, and you're still pumping out that much damage, and with a War Cry emblem on to
BOD next.
BOD next.
Well, I guess we're gonna probably have another 10K difference game. It's been a story for us today.
So Lightning Crunch, that Skylar's gonna deal some bombastic damage.
I mean, Sun does have that Wishing Lantern, so it's kind of like on all fronts.
Yeah.
There's no way Team Falcons can itemize against this.
Oh my God, Sanji cannot survive. Like he's done the Purify there. Good shielding to deal over on Kai, but now the Dragon comes around, flying by. Troll isolated, taken out by Skylar.
That's basically what a lead like this does, man.
Yeah, you cannot take fights.
Yeah, you can't really take fights.
Sometimes you're
just kind of holding on, trying to survive, and you're able to survive, but then you just lose the battle. This has been the story all series long for our matches today. Oh, Skylar just jumping on forward. They want to get the shield down before they even take the Lord, so that's one step down. So Lord is up, they'll rotate Onyx in a clear control of this game. Massive lead now, almost 9,000 gold. And just ready to march towards the base of Team Falcons once this Lord is locked in. BOD now for Kyrie too. So if you're Team Falcons here and you're thinking, you know, what do you do in this situation? Obviously, always we think about, all right, they've got to hold on. They need that itemization to happen here. But I think even so, like you see some defensive items now being picked up. A couple Radiant armors for Troll and Sanji. But Sano just isn't where he needs to be. Again, this is past the 10-minute mark. And he's still building into, I believe he's got DHS and Golden Staff. He doesn't have his third item yet. So very delayed in the average Trinity time, at least for the Claudes right now. So you just lack the amount of damage throughput that you need. And so you have to continue to hold on the defense here.
Uh-oh. Knock up over to Boyet. Quad Shadow landing as well, but the Poissons keeps him alive for now. Falling Star Moon going wide. Retraction Pulse landing only on Keyboy. Skylar jumps in a bit more damage on Sanji, but no kill threat just yet.
If only the Lunox ult has a longer cooldown. But the fact that the cooldown itself is so short, by the time the Lord is there, they're going to be doing basically all their skills, and they might take at least 3 members of Team Falcons, if not just ending it here. And now Holy Crystal on Skylar as well.
Yikes.
Oh yeah, you definitely don't have enough damage at this point.
Oof. This is so tough with both shields being down top and mid. You should be the base turrets going down too, so Onyx might just force a fight. Keep an eye on Keyboy as well, as he got Flicker available. They go with the top turret, mid turret's gonna be next. Are they gonna go?
Keyboy with the way the Dragon and the Flicker combo cancel or takes Boyet very, very low. Skylar with the damage! Shadow kill on towards the Petrified, lock him down. Kai still waiting for it. That's a blazing duet on the BMI backwards onto the fountain. Onyx have the base wide open. Quad Shadow landing again. It's Luke P who gets a double, and Kai goes legendary. 19-1. Onyx wants the knockout stage. They smell it. A game away from securing it.
A dominant game of one here for Onyx. Under the 12-minute mark, 19-1, just an insane game, clean as ever across the board from the champions of Indonesia.
Being clean is one thing. Ended the game at 11:53, 19-1, almost 14,000 gold difference.
Second game pressure पर्छ
Something
Falcon
about
ले
today, man,
सक्दैन pressure
it's not like the last day of wildcards where every game is super close.
aggressive खाले
This one is just who stomps harder. At this point, everyone is competing to see who has the larger gap against their opponents.
Yeah, you can see, again, that's the faces of Team Falcons right now just kind of, I don't know if the communication was just, or they're just demoralized, but not the game they were looking for, you know, with things on the line the way it is. And I don't know if it's just what they've experienced, you know, for years now, or for the past year. But this one was a tough one, man. Like, looking at this, it was just Onyx taking everything that they wanted. It's like they could just show up and say, all right, we want this kill, we want these, we want that. And there was nothing you could really do about it. And so it even goes to show that when it comes to the draft and you get your quality heroes, or you get that big pick right now, which is a Claude, like first pick. There is always ways to deal with it. And then, I don't know if it just came down to, you know, shutting the entire team down the way that it was played, but even so, like let's say it wasn't that big of a shutdown. I think the Lunox pick in the gold lane, especially rushing that Divine Glaive from Skylar, the way that he played it, the way that he was able to sustain with his emblem setup, it doesn't really shut down per se the Claude alone in the lane, but it at least stops it in tracks where like I'm okay, the other 4 guys go do your thing, you know?
I would go as far as to say that one pick shuts down the entire draft.
The Lunox?
Yeah, because even Falcon banned out the carry.
So they're like, yeah,
our draft kind of gets taken over against someone that can really deal all this damage against the front lines. And yeah, first item Divine Glaive, and then after that, it really felt like the game was over.
Yeah.
Right? So Falcon understood they need a lead. And they tried. But then every single time they try to get a kill, they just die. And then after that, like, it's GG.
There are a few things that already kind of stopped the lead from happening, though, I feel. I didn't really like the Boxer pick. I thought it was going to be the Lancelot pick up there, and then into whatever, maybe a Hayabusa ban instead of it earlier. The fact that they picked the Boxer, especially after seeing the Yuzong already, I think kind of already, it's like GG. Because you're not going to win out the neutral objective battles. We saw how much that he would have to sacrifice even to get close to the turtle. And yes, he was able to get, I think, turtle number 2, but it was at the cost of his life. It was at the cost of the rest of the team as well, trying to brute force their way in, because usually how you control neutral objectives with Baksha is you're so tanky, you just walk up. But if you get shredded that much, the rest of the team will also feel the repercussions of the Baksha getting shredded.
Yeah. The problem is I think he can't use a Lancelot.
See, that's why it's cooked.
Because they never use any assassins. Like, they ban all the utility. Every assassin was up. They pick up an Akai.
Which is, you know what's weird about that? Because knowing, like, Boya is from the Philippines. Like, all these Filipino players can play assassins. But I think it's more so have been the way that they've adjusted their play style to fit what works as a team. Like, I'm pretty sure Boya can play an assassin.
Yeah.
It's just it doesn't work for the team as a whole, you know? So here's our MVP, though, a guy that can play assassins, Kyrie.
I think it might be a case of the rest of the team not being able to play utility as well. Could be. Because I've seen Boyet play. This is Boyet from Minana, right? Yeah. He's played assassins.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, there's most... If you were born in the Philippines, it's like
you probably get a job.
Yeah, you can play, but you know, again, Kyrie here on the Hayabusa, for example, like we said, he didn't go with the Sky Piercer build. He just went with Hunter Strike and then War Axe. But also some of these earlier fights, they just knew. Like sometimes it wasn't even the focus on like going for the turtle right away. They just knew they had the team fighting advantage when it came to these early approaches. Again, even with this. Like we mentioned, when the Yuzong slips through the draft and a team's able to get it, it's such a power pick in the XP lane. It's a big enough threat alone that even this, when Turtle's secure, they go for a fight. Look at the reinitiation here and the amount of damage that even just Kyrie's Hayabusa was able to do, but then you pair it up with Skylar piercing through a lot of this, you know, with the Divine Glaive rush on the Lunox. It was just such an easy way to go ahead and approach the fights. Even when you look at keyboard, man, he wouldn't have any like fancy kicks or anything like that with the way the Dragon. This was more so more of a foundational standard way to play the Cho. He was able to really work well with the Jushin, and Jushin works really well too with a complementary Cho. And they were just able to make this composition work to exactly how it should have been. Juggling between tier 1, tier 2, and almost tier 3 turret early on is kind of crazy.
I gotta feel like they just understand how to deal with this kind of playstyle, because again, this playstyle has been around for a good year, 2 years. So they just gotta remember how to play against it, and then that's it. That's GG. And
tower ma kahan
there's
baseko
not
त्यो
much to
cloudy
say anymore about this game, because there were really no real opportunities for Falcons to come back into the game unless Skylar somehow kills himself, and then the front line is able to actually do their jobs.
Yeah, no, like there's at that point, even if Skylar dies. I think they would have enough of a lead to shred through the frontliners. That's the problem with this composition. And again, That's the problem with leaving the Yuzong open while still wanting to go for the Baksha. There's a reason why Onyx only banned out the Fredrin. And it's because Fredrin is probably the only guy that can actually get out of the Furious Dive with a little bit more HP or with the ability to sustain back up. Baksha, Akai, all the other picks we've seen from Boyet cannot do that. Akai would have been a worse option, by the way, for the reason where you're a very heavy spin reliant hero, your clear is horrible, so Kyrie, you already saw the invade happening on a Baksha. Baksha's a guy with really good clear. If that was a Akai, he wouldn't even be able to participate turtle 1, but even if he did, very easy to bait out heavy spin with the Black Dragon form on you.
It almost makes me wonder if it's worth
Team
Falcons in this situation now where they're facing, you know, elimination, right? One more game. If they will go against the grain of their own style of play, and like they just pick up an assassin in the jungle. It's almost one of those things where it's like you almost need to, because even when they have this kind of draft, and there's a lot of lapses within the way that they approach the game, like in terms of the team fight, like trying to keep up with what Onyx throwing at them. I'm just wondering if an assassin in the jungle will even change that, or if it's just going to be too much of a change for the team as a whole, that it's just better to play utility and play But as soon as we saw this, man, especially with the Matilda pick that came through and like the Fredrin, the Baksha, teams knew because they all played this way back in the old meta, right? Everyone was on that utility lineup, and unfortunately, I feel like it's just been solved.
Well, we will go on to that topic later on, but for now, we got a new way to celebrate esports highlights. The official MLBB M Series tournament trading cards bring premium design and modern tech together. Available this January. Head on over to play.com for early access and grab yours and hold a real piece of the M Series legacy. Again, cards are amazing. It's something physical that you can really show everyone around. And we also got to talk about Acecraft, because Acecraft is a STG built around adaptability. There's random skills, bullet deflection mechanics, and a retro cartoon style. You guys can actually see Acecraft over there. Make sure you guys join in the fun for some, well, nostalgic fun. Again, honestly, the gameplay is very riveting, very fun, and you don't have to play co-op. You can play alone. That's how I've been playing so far. But speaking of, you guys can also be fully upgraded by yourself because MLBB Academy is there. You guys can get your personal weekly reports to understand your pacing, strengths, and weaknesses, along with the complete match history, so every big moment is recorded. You can also rate training topics and share your perspective. Whether you're tracking stats or joining in the conversation, MLBB Academy is where you watch matches and understand your growth in MLBB. Make sure you guys check it out on mobilelegends.com/academy. Yeah, now back onto the topic you were talking about, where do they want to take the risk of going for that assassin? And it really comes down to, why haven't they done that so far? Is it because the EXP? Is it because the roamer? Is it because the gold lane? Whatever the reason is, someone else has to either step up or step down.
I agree with LaFell right now. Like, the reason they have not been, well, there are plenty of reasons. There are plenty of chances for them to actually take the risk. Why haven't they? Because this is the best play for them. This is how they actually find success in MLBB. So I think stick with the fundamentals, but fix it a bit, right? Like, if there is already use on the other side, then, and it really is that big of a problem, you need to ban it out. Yes, I know there are other picks to respect, but if this one causes that many blows to your composition, then you gotta just start respecting.
I think this is one of those situations too, based off what, you know, you can't assume how the players are feeling, but based off what we saw from the camera after that loss, a devastating game one that was very one-sided. I think it's, hopefully they're able to reset, because I feel like that's one of those cases where, you know, you are in this best of 3, you just kind of got destroyed, so you need to be able to reset from that. And obviously we can say, well, yeah, it starts in the draft, but even if you have this draft, whatever favor draft they have, if they haven't been able to mentally reset from the game one, hopefully they can just forget it, stick with the fundamentals, like mentioned, but then come up with a better game plan. And maybe they swap sides. I think that might be one of the cases too, like if they have a different drafting pattern here.
But would they be willing to give the Claude over if they're on red?
Right? I think they would have. Like,
because here's the thing, I carry Onyx just draft against their style. Because again, let's remember all the picks they've been pick up. Jushin, and then Yuzong,
Yuzong.
both basically already destroys their comp. No matter what picks they pick, their playstyle gets destroyed by both Ajushin as well as Yuzong. And then after that, it's just icing on the cake. Right? So it's kind of like even the first two picks, it's already like, all right, checkmate. What are you gonna do? Basically, this draft is for formalities. So Onyx just figured out if you're not gonna change, we already have a way to deal with you.
That's what I'm saying. If your game plan, which has been Team Falcon's game plan of a singular approach and not having the potential to dip into the assassin compositions that we're used to seeing, it kind of narrows it down where it actually makes it easier to draft against and to ban against, and that's the upper hand. And why, if you look at nearly all the teams here at M7, all of them have figured out a way to make these different compositions work, whether it's around assassins or whether it's around utility. And that is the upper hand right now. So if your team is lacking in that, having that in their repertoire, then that's very easy to go and ban through the draft.
For real. And on the other side, it's very difficult for Falcon to actually pinpoint what makes Onyx strong, because now, I mean, they ban out the carry, they try to put in these save points for their composition, but those save points turned out to be not so safe. It turns out to be that Skylar can play a whole lot more than just the marksman. He can actually bring up a Lunox in the gold lane, something that I did say, but was something that is still quite unexpected.
Yeah, right now we're looking at the game recap here, and
weekly plus 165
to say Sano did not have a good time to be able to deal damage, and that's basically because of Loopy. Loopy always charges straight at him. Skylar doing the most amount of damage, actually 50,000 damage.
That's a lot of damage.
That's that divine glaive rush pick right there, man.
Yeah.
I don't know, like when you look at this, I'm just even wondering, like if it wasn't the Yuzhong or the Jushin, it would have been much different. You know, I feel like Yuzhong had just so much from many different compositions that work, and for the most part, he's been banned out, right? Yuzhong barely slips through the draft right now, and when it is, teams will go ahead and pick it up.
Yeah, the Jushin as well. Again, I was worried because looking at the bans, both Jushin as well as Eve counters the draft. And on the Yuzhong just makes it worse, right? So they had some time to discuss. I really feel like they gotta switch it up with the bans, because I feel as strong as carry is against their style, especially after you know Skylar can use a loot, definitely not worth it. So I feel like you gotta take out, I don't know. I honestly don't know between Eve and Jushin which one you gotta respect.
Brother, there's not enough ban slots right now.
Even if you respect one of those, Claude gets open, you respect one of those, and again, Kalea gets open, Yuzong as well. So that's why I feel like maybe going on red side isn't the best idea, but also you want to take it away from Onyx, because Onyx have notoriously been more successful on red, even from back in the M4 days. I'm sorry, M5 days.
Broken Wall. League of Legends
when we get to the draft here in a second, you'll see if they are going to change the plan or not. This is the map stats though, so now this is updated.
Expanding river is flying clouds.
And
we're on broken walls again.
We're on broken walls again. That's 1735, 1738. Anyway,
grass
it's one of the things I'm going to say. Like as quick as last one went, I don't know if we're going to get close to that average game time right now with broken walls. Unless this is where it's going to happen. You look at this, they're still on the blue side, man. They did ban out the Claude.
So maybe they want to prioritize the Jushin here. Yeah, Jushin.
But so Yuzong comes out.
Yuzong Cho.
Why is this ban on
Yuzong Cho? Yeah. Makes sense for
I'm not so sure about
that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess sure Onyx.
They just want to take it because again.
Sano pick. Yeah.
Fair. I wonder if they want to go for a Granger. It's dangerous, but
yeah, that's what I thought was gonna be the pick for Onyx Ranger. But yeah.
Utility
Do you go for?
I think for Falcons it should be. So again,
nice.
On this pick.
Yeah, he was actually really good on this pick.
I was gonna say this is one of his older heroes that we've seen him play before. So I feel like in a way it's comfort, but also like your question is, do you pick up your jungle now, knowing that the Fredrun was already banned? You know, do you want to go Baksha again for Boyet? I'm not sure if that's the best choice.
Oh man, I'm
especially with the Yuzhong.
산지를 깰린죠.
Ooh.
아야.
Here's the swerve.
But this isn't like a proper answer to the Yuzhong. This is still a problem.
This is
like,
what we asked for, though. Like
Louis.
Yeah, but
Louis.
if you were going to go for an assassin, why not Lance? Lancelot actually, you know, gets past both.
이번에는
More so the Yuzhong actually.
I mean, again, we just don't know what's going on in their camp. Maybe.
Louis.
Maybe
이 벤서를.
I don't know.
Louis, Sans, Villa Sans, Louis.
A Lance cannot give. So yeah, I don't know. We just don't know what's going on in their camp.
I think it's just more so of they did this to us. Let's go ahead and just try to run it back, you know, but in our hands.
Oh yeah, it is roughly the same draft.
Wow.
Lilia.
Now that's a pick that has been pretty horrible in the wild card, but 0% picked here in the Swiss stage, and it's actually. You know, it lost both times it was picked up. It was also in the grand final, so yeah. This is San's signature pick, by the way. When he first transitioned into mid lane, it was this and Xavier.
Man, I'd love to see a Xavier pop up, man. Like at least some point. I do think when we get to the knockouts, though, like we'll see some more of those adaptations go on here. You can see that Uranus going to be banned out again. XP lane still going to be up for grabs, of course. Over here for Team Falcons and going against Yuzhong, I'm wondering what that will be, you know, because again, you want to be able to go ahead and have some similar impact of the Yuzhong's obviously going to have throughout this.
I'm very interested on Falcons' gold lane pick here.
अब यसमा आया छ आया
Honestly,
हुँदाखेरि
for
नसिस
Onyx,
लिने
they're
हुन्छ
kind of doing the thing again where they are having multiple threats on
Louisले पनि
each
अलिक
side of the spectrum, right?
लुईको तर
the
यिङ याङ छ
front
भने
line,
अलिक
they're gonna have a
थाम्छ
hard
हल्का
time
थाम्छ
against Lilia as well as the carry, and then the back line is gonna not have a good
Lilia
time against the Yuzhong.
लिलियाको चाहिँ फेरि
Maybe
उयसको के अरे
there will be a pick for Kyrie to go to the back
सेफ
lines
पिक लिएको रहेछ
as well. A Joy
चौको
or
पनि अल्ट
something, if
खाइदिन्छ
it's that true. But yeah,
आयाको पनि अल्ट खाइदिन्छ लिलियाले
where I feel like for any marksman, they kind of don't like to go up against this kind of draft.
Yeah.
ढुक्कले
How
Do they
crazy
want
would
to
it
go
be?
crazy like a Moscow or something? I'm not a fan.
Sans,
I'm not a fan,
गिला
but,
सान्सको फेरि
like it always comes to your head like what do they want?
I think it should just be
चलाउँछ
the
अरे
Granger,
एलिमेन्ट्स
honestly,
त
right? Like that's the only other safe choice to go for.
Granger, but then also too, like, what do you put in the jungle?
Yeah, that's well. Oh wait, for Onyx?
For Onyx, yeah. Since
Okay.
the Lancelot was banned,
Lap
Hype was
Lapu.
taken. Like, is this where we see?
युटेनिस ब्यान भयो लास्ट के भन्छ उता पुरै ल्यान्डस्लट हाल्यो
End up playing utility here.
I think it does. It's not bad. You already have a Yuzhong carry
Penny?
and a Lilia.
Yeah.
फ्यानी हान्छ
A lot
बिहान
of damage there already.
Like, does he play the
फ्यानी पनि
box?
हान्दे होइन
It's actually not bad.
Yeah, because it's the last ban, and I think that's what Team Falcons is trying to decide. Too.
फ्यानी
Like,
फ्यानी
if I
ब्यान
was-
फ्यानी
If I
ब्यान
was Kyrie, I would put in my contract
Falcon.
never ask me to use a boxy ever.
के ब्यान हाल्यो
Just a
ग्रक
personal touch. Just
ग्रक
a,
हानेछ
what
ढुङ्गा
do you call
हानेछ
it? A fine print. Be like, I'm willing to sign up.
Yeah.
You just got to agree to this one line. No Baksha for me. But
किबोर्डको
I
फेरि
agree.
ग्रक
It's
त
still a
निडेडली छ नि त
Oh wait, Fanny's still
तर
open.
यसमा
You're
त
gonna have to deal
फ्यानी
with a
ओपन छ
show,
अनि
but maybe your last pick it then.
बडाङ
You go
पनि
for a
छ
roam
सेट
and
हान्नुको
how crazy
लागि
would it be if they go Minotaur
किबोयले
themselves,
के
because
उयो त
they ban
लिँदैन
Minotaur
होला
with the composition you see on the left.
Yeah.
फ्र्याङ्कको त
Keyboy can play Minotaur. He's pretty good at it. What if they go Kufra even,
मिनो
right?
पनि छ त साँच्चै
They
है
got some smiles on their face, man. I don't know, like.
It has to be a strange one here if Keyboy's laughing like that.
Yeah.
Adi's probably like,
Kufra
Kufra?
छ
Haha, let's go, coach. Also, not meta.
Does the Lilia work pretty good against the Jushin?
तर कुखुरा भन्दा त
Ah, boring. But hey, that's...
Maybe he was asking permission.
Maybe he was, and then Coach Adi's like, no.
But it does make it difficult for
घोडा पो लियो त किबोयले
right. You got to penetrate the high laws, and then the Yuzon's gonna chase after you. It's not gonna be having a fun time.
Makes it difficult for the Hayabusa as well, because right now there's a Revitalize on top of the Black
Mm,
Shoes, so much to
हिसाब छ
stay.
यार यो गेम
Your
यार
escape just kind of sucks in general.
Yeah.
Like trying to get away
कस्तो
from a
जोन
Yuzhong
हानिदिन्छ
flying
यो
over you.
उयसले
A glorious pathway drop down, and then a Lilia, depending on the build path too.
Kinda
Like,
crazy.
लुटपिट र
yeah, it's
किबोयले
gonna be annoying
पर
to try
हान्ने
to
अब यो गेम
disengage if they don't get the upper hand in terms of a team fight, because you really have to protect whoever your gold laner is going to be for Sano especially.
किबोयको अल्टीमा
And, you know,
गुटुङ
it's not
टुङ
like they're
टुङ टुङ
super
जाने
tanky either. So that's if they get into that fight, and you know there's going to be a revitalize over here by Onyx. So that's why they pick up
Glue, wow.
They do go the glue. They pick up ACC. That kind of helps with some of the
Shi, shi, shi,
durability
shi,
issues that they were going to have here.
I like that.
I like that
She
too.
does that.
Easy pick, yeah.
Really good stuff here by Falcons. Right, and it fits in the composition, right? Actually,
it's kind of all in-ish.
Late game
but hey, like
I think that's why
late game
this is the change that maybe they needed.
Fast connect गरेर उइस हान्दाखेरि
your favorite pin.
2 shot कि 3 shot मा गायब भयो यार उइस त सोल्टी
Guinevere,
your favorite pick of all
हेडी नै
time.
गायब भयो क्या
It did break its curse. Detective won on it.
अल गरेर 2 shot पनि हानेको
did you
थिएन
see
होला
how
गायब
hard it is
भयो
to win that one?
Yes, but it starts hard and then after that, it gets easier.
Fast
That's
connect
what she said. But yeah, now
ulti
for
गरेर
both teams
जग
here,
सेकेन्ड हानेर ब्याक
this is potentially the final hurrah for Team Falcons. Wondering
Falcon
if switching
रेटिङ एकछिन ल स्क्रिनशट हाल्छु यो
up their playstyle, going for double fighters, going for assassin, will it actually work against Onyx Indonesia here? Well, we're going to find out because we're jumping into the land of dawn. Falcons against Onyx Indonesia. One more game for Onyx to advance to the knockout stage, but also one more game for Falcons to be eliminated. Welcome to the land of dawn.
Hey, we asked for it leading into this. Team Falcons changed up the game plan. Boyet on the assassin on this Hayabusa. Built nearly pretty much the same, it looks like, even in the emblems that we just saw in the hands of Kyrie. So maybe this is going to help them out. I like those last 2 picks, like you guys mentioned. Those are very good choices here for Team Falcons. Bending the meta we've seen them play into. Can they pull it off is a big question against this.
I want in my head canon to be like the coach saying like it's either box here or quit. And then Kyrie's like, you know what? Give me that queen. I do not want to use that box anymore.
I think so. I think it's a very good reason as well why he doesn't want to be on the box. I think there's more of a chance that it's a Baratz even than a box.
Oh, yeah.
प्यासिभ भइन्जेलसम्म सान्सलाई सजिलो हुन्छ नि है अल्टी खानु क्या त्यसको पनि खाइदिन्छ के गरेको
way too aggressive, has to burn flicker.
All right, that is
जित कुण्डोले मार्छु भन्छ त र्याङ्क गेम जस्तो
By who?
Oh wait, yeah.
He was.
Yeah, why was he there?
He just went in, I guess.
He just went in, man. Cuffin's on the Jushin, so just unfortunate because it's a battle spell down, but just has to kind of adjust from there. But I am wondering how this Lilia will actually work out and play out. I know that good pick for Sans in general, one of his heroes that he likes to play, but since it hasn't been picked yet in the Swiss stages, it might be one of the answers if it ends up finding success here that we might have to consider going into the knockout stages. Some focus up here, but this is a hat trick.
Very interesting. I'm not too sure about that. That's going to be the turnaround by Sanji with Flicker in. Kyrie to be caught in the bad spot now as Lumpy jumps in, but Revitalize keeps them alive for a bit. Boyet picks up first blood, and that's 2 on the board for Team Falcons. Keyboy against 3, mounted on now. Coffin walks over. That's a free kill to Team Falcons. Onyx down 3 kills early.
Hey, that is a huge early game now for Team Falcons on a lineup that changing what we've seen from them. That is a good question, but hey, Team Falcons now will get them a turtle off of it.
Very interesting to execute the full combo and not exiting the moment you realize you're under the turret. Because even if you do get a kill, you're going to be so low that you're probably not going to be contesting. Oh, hold on, Lumpy.
Full dive, away the dragon as well. Lumpy to be chain CC'd and taken down again. 0-2-0 on the dragon.
Off to get to a game 3, man. I feel like they took the first 3 picks that Onyx used against them, and now they are making it work in their hands.
That's kind of fun as a coach. I mean, like, you know what? I don't want to think about the draft. The draft was pretty good. Let's just take it.
Let's just copy paste, but not fully.
Yeah. So that people don't know. We were like, no. So did you know? We got a glue. Right? We got a glue. But yeah. Lilia will eventually become a problem when, all the front lines are there, but if Team Falcons continue to extend their lead, then just let Sana or Sanji poke her out, and then she couldn't do much. Lupido at 0-2-0. This is an amazing start for Team Falcons, making sure that Yu Zong will not have the same impact as game number 1.
I'm wondering,
Wait, Dragon over on Keyboy, Revitalize keeps him alive, but look at the curtain call! And the yo-yo blitz, man, too much damage.
Yo,
Another
नयाँ
kill
flagship
over to
बनाउनु
Team
होला है
Falcons.
Realme-को
They are not letting up,
15
man.
Pro 5G अरे
They know they have this bit of an advantage.
Snapdragon 8 Elite हो गयो
Spatial migration, the Valor Requiem sounds should be on the board here. Skylar flickers out to safety. But Cuffin's still there. Sano will be able to get a few good hits.
सानोले
on
वारएक्स
this
बनायो
shield.
वारएक्स
Okay, Team Falcons knows they have an advantage right now. They're playing into their team comp that works really well. Looking at the items building up.
खै हेरौँ त सानोको आइटम वारएक्स खै फ्युरी हाम्रो
He goes Hunter Strike first item right now. Will be building possibly into the War Axe too, just like we saw Kyrie do.
फ्युरी हाम्रो
But it's not a
नबनाउनु
massive lead in by all means across the lanes, and it looks like Onyx
किबोले तर मेल
wants to
तान्नु
go ahead and contest
पर्ने
this one,
हुन्छ
not giving this one up. They know that they're in a position to fight. Revitalize isn't available just yet, but all the ultimates.
सानोलाई फ्युरी हाम्रो नि चाहिन्छ
Migration is Valor Requiem now. That's going to be a good pick by Troll over onto Skylar. Now everything petrified coming down though. Sky is able to pick up the kill.
दामी हान्де
Kyrie मर्यो that Skylar taken down, but the bounce down comes in as Sans has to use. Oh no, he actually keeps the black shoes alive.
दामी
Gets out
Sanji
in time. Revitalize, slam. Sanji cannot get through the Revitalize for now. It's Kai who actually
खाइदैन त
falls
सान्जीको
still.
अल्टी
Despite all of it, a messy
राम्रो
team
पिक
fight,
भयो
but it's
यार
Onyx
इमेज
who actually win out in the kills, but Team Falcons got an objective.
Yeah, and like a lot of
Hey,
goal goes over to
Livia.
Sano. So Sano should be
Tiksa,
able to
tiksa.
scale up in the sense that the next time that they fight, there's going to be quite a lot of damage that Onyx Indonesia might not be prepared for. And I feel like that was just Team Falcons getting caught because Boyet
त
came
सान्जीले
in.
किन
I thought
उयसमा
he should be able
सान्समा
to get more kills
चढेको
but got stunned up. But I feel like they should not allow that mistake to happen again.
Yeah, there's that fight would have
कारीमा
gotten
चाहिँ चढ्नु
obviously way
पर्छ
different if Sano was a part of it, you know, and
कारीमा
so
नै त
Onyx
लुटकीमा चढ्नु
will get a
पर्ने
couple kills off of it, but ultimately still
सान्स
losing
त
the turtle too. As the
जुत्ता
second one now
प्यासिभ हुन्छ
goes
त भागिहाल्छ
to
नि
Team Falcons.
अल्टी
But, you know, if they
खाइदिन्छ
go in for those fights like that, and especially like we've seen with this glue so far, man, the glue when it's picked up, it's really difficult to kind of take care of, especially early on. If you don't have that itemization that you need, you don't have enough damage to kind of overload that durability from the glue. And that's why it was such a good pick in the draft when it came up on the 4th pick there. So it's still up to Onyx to kind of scale into this game, especially like we mentioned every single time the carry is locked in. You know that you need time to go ahead and build up on here, and so that's what Skylar's doing.
गोलमा त सानो
Not
नै
too far
अगाडि
behind in terms of overall gold either. Just a
स्काइलरको
200
कति
gold
छ
off of that number 1
400
spot
गोल
for Sano,
फरक
as Sano did get a lot of extra gold, like we just mentioned, from pushing down that tier 1.
I'm just worried for Skylar here is that whenever he's in range to deal damage, Team Falcons
काइरी र आएको चाहिँ धेरै अलिक हजारको डिफेन्स
basically catch him. So it will really be on Kyrie as well as
अगाडि
just to make sure
मरेर
that everyone is kind
कति
of
मिल्छ
controlled. I would say more for Kyrie. If Kyrie gets multiple members,
झन्
so
झन्
that
1000
Skylar can be hit, then hey, this
600 गोल
this good is looking pretty good.
I think that's
640 गोल डिफेन्स
He's got the concentrated energy now too. So it's really gotta be up to them to layer what they have available for Onyx. But right now with Team Falcons comfortably building now into their second items.
Brute
Same
force
thing,
को
Sanji
गएको
picking up the radiant
सिसी
armor,
त
got Dreadnought as
अगाडि नै
well. So he's tanky enough to deal with a lot of what's being thrown at him, and that's why it works really well. It also allows Troll to have the space that he needs here on the Chobik. See him scouting things out up top. This is the last turtle of the game though, 10 seconds away from coming up. Wondering how Onyx will approach this one. They caught Boyet last time. Might not be able to pull it off again. You can see even Kyrie behind in terms of levels alone. Level 9 to Boyet's 11.
सेकेन्डको डिस्टेन्स बढाएको छ
Oh, really good slam pass now. Kyrie getting mounted, pops in the Valor Requiem, but it doesn't do anything. Asano goes through him. Keyboy glorious pathway earlier as well. So many resources burnt.
सानोले बेटा तर चाहिँ उल्टे मर्यो लुट्टी मर्यो हान्छ ला हानेको हुन्छ त्यही
But he already used his own flicker. Black shoes coming down. Sans able to escape without a slam pass, mount everything. Sans is down in the mid lane, and it is all Team Falcons.
I wonder if Team Falcon is just conditioning everyone to say that we have one play style, and then when it mattered the most, they change it up. And then by the time you're planning against this style, they just like, nah, just kidding. We want to go back to the utility.
Yeah, I mean, that was a big question because they haven't showed it throughout the Swiss stages, and I'm sure people were like, yeah, can they play this kind of style? Well, look at what's happening right now. 5,000 gold ahead of Onyx. And like we mentioned, you know, they went with very similar picks, at least in the first phase, but even so, that glue and the CC are working out so well right now. And you have to look at, okay, well, can they continue to go ahead and do this throughout the game? Can they go ahead and continue to secure themselves the objectives? The next one's going to be the Lord in a little over than a minute. And yeah, they're in a great position to be able to do that. You know, they've also allowed themselves to just scale really into this game. And it's hard actually now for Onyx. Dropping down the pathway.
Yeah, he might die for that. Never mind. He has to burn Revitalize though.
I mean, like, if the idea is to take as much resources from Onyx as possible and then try again, that really did work out. They just got to be careful of Kyrie. Misses that.
Yeah.
Oh, Troll though. He's going to spot them out.
Here's time for the Petrify, but it's only onto Sano. No damage coming down. Sano taking very low, but he's still able to survive now. Black Dragon form comes around, and Anthony Sano picks up again. Sano taking low, still able to stay with the current. Sano! Onyx free coming. Gonna slam Keyboy down to the ground, and now it's a re-engage. Kyrie taken out by Boyet. Another kick onto Skylar.
Nice share, nice.
Team Falcons have wiped Onyx ID out.
Just like Onyx did to Team Falcons in Game 1, Team Falcons gets their revenge in a similar fashion against Onyx, now getting themselves almost to 9,000 ahead at the 10-minute mark. What a game so far for Team Falcons.
Dude, like, that shows how much damage the buff was, because you pick up one of the highest HP pool heroes in the game, and then you dropped it on Onyx ID. Pick him up again, drop him again. Like, I mean, not him, but someone else, but still. That was actually quite a lot of damage coming in from the Jushin. You know what, Muntan, this is a legit buff for this hero.
Jushin is too much, man. Like, the amount of utility that comes with her, the amount of damage that is there. Mind you, that whole fight, by the way, was started by Onyx.
Yep.
They chose to fight that, knowing that they were also basically gapped gold-wise at that time, about 5,000-6,000 gold.
10,000 gold difference now. Something about today.
Something about today, man. All these games.
Wait. Alright, so at least there's no shadow kill. Sans has very good clear with the help of Skylar down below. Used to get a little bit of an angle, and they do clear out the Lord here, but again, it's a 10,000 goal lead. They won't be able to enter their own jungle.
Well, you just gotta wait out for power spike coming in from Skylar. And if they lose, Guinevere, man, something ugly.
Yeah, there's something ugly.
Oh, good Petrify! Now, Spatial Migration, Valor Requiem combo over, but it's only onto the Roamer right now as the Mount comes in, but it's on the turret right now, so the turret will do a lot more damage. Sanji flickers out to safety, though. And they'll keep their lead. No kills over, no bounties to Onyx.
Yeah, it's better that they don't actually choose to fight that. They just kind of choose to live to find another day there.
Yeah, looking at the items here, not even... Okay, so now there's a Hunter Strike on Sano. Sano probably thinking that this kind of draft is difficult for you to end the game. So they gotta make sure that the next time they fight, able to do a lot, try to kill 3 to 4 members, and then try to end the game that way. In terms of the other itemization here, the Endless Battle now for Hayabusa and Boyet, whoever he catches, as long as it's an actual target, they will probably die.
Yeah, this is the thing too. You know, you look at where the itemization is for Onyx. Obviously, you got the Trinity now for Skylar. He's building into a most likely defensive item, at least maybe the Wind of Nature here, or I'm not sure if he actually wants to go with the gun. But as long as they continue to buy themselves time, we have seen teams kind of slip up, and they really have to make a massive mistake for Onyx to actually get back into this game. And Team Cross now picked up by Keyboy too. A little more defensive will help them out. But Team Falcons in this kind of lead, they are not letting up Troll. Using the conceal again.
Lancer Flare picking Keyboy up. Kyrie actually misses the Spatial Migration. Now Glorious Path coming down with the Petrify and the Fierce Dive over on 2. With about a record, they actually tear down Sano. Sanji's gonna fall next as well.
Nice.
The damage is stacking up. The crowd is starting to roar again in Indonesia.
Oh man, 2 big kills right before the Lord comes up in about 10 seconds too. That's is what I was talking about. That is a blunder. I just mentioned Team Falcons will have to make a big mistake. Well, that was a big mistake. Now, can they delay and stop Onyx from taking this Lord. If they do secure this, that's going to be a massive swing
दुईटा मरिरहेको छ कफिनहरु किन के गरेको दिदा हुन्छ त मर्यो के गरेको थ्रो गर्यो म्यासालाले
Quad shadow from Boyet takes him out. No shadow left to play with Kai. Can he go for it? Quad shadow landing. Lutpi. Does he survive this? That's Boyet with a walk up. Kai tries to go for the spatial migration on Boyet, but can't find the angle as Boyet continues to stalk Onyx down in their jungle. Key boys looking for the stun. Boyet will not go for it. Onyx they sneak a Lord.
Yeah. Onyx Indonesia, once they get those picks, because now Skylar does do quite a lot of damage. And yeah, I didn't even realize, yeah, Coven does not have the Purify.
Yeah.
Win rate
which comes
prediction.
To the question, I don't know why he didn't flicker earlier, because once you see the glorious pathway on your tracks,
81%.
I kind of feel like it's a safe bet to kind of just flicker away.
Yeah. I actually was waiting for him to do it too, man.
And
so they'll clear out the Lord, that's fine. They're still ahead, 6,000 ahead for Team Falcons. But what that last couple minutes did for Onyx was give them back some momentum, give them some space to get actually resources out of their jungle now, and continue to build up, especially defensively. Earlier on, they were being shredded through and dealt with.
Ooh, Troll.
Yeah, he's looking for those angles because we've seen it before. Like I was saying, you know, you got yourself now about 4,000, 5,000 gold over to your team if you're Onyx. And so you're in a much better fighting form to be able to take some of these fights. So looking at the updated items, you can see this, right? So the Malefic Gun is what Sky went for. Now building into most likely win in nature. They're going to go again. Oh, Sanji. Pathway dropped. They got to watch out for Troll.
Ooh. Okay. That's it. Lightning Truncheon for Cuffin. There you go.
And just make sure deals a little bit more damage. Because, yeah, this is just something that their team is lacking just a little bit, because they do quite a lot of damage on the front lines. But just in case someone gets caught, because again, no purifies at all for Team Falcons. Whoever gets caught by Kyrie, that's it. They're probably going to die. The damage from Skylar as well as Sans is probably just a little bit too much for Team Falcons.
Yeah.
So someone has to be opening up the vision here, and I'm guessing that's Troll. But at the same time, Troll wants to get a good flank angle. They got to figure out where Kyrie is, because the next time they get caught, that might be GG. That might be an angle for Onyx ID to win the team fight. And then if not end the game, expose one of the sides of the map.
Yeah, it's really, it's got, even though with a lead like this, Team Falcons still has to be very cautious. Not only with the lack of purifiers, but also just the amount of crowd control that we talked about that can be set up and utilized with this composition. Yes, they have crowd control themselves. You know, they're able to go ahead and utilize, especially this Jushin with them. Troll, again, it could become down to one of those clutch concealed kicks if Troll's able to find especially the right target. That might be one of those cases where like he's got to lock down either Skylar to force a flicker or maybe even Kyrie. And that might just be his job. You know, Troll, he's done it in the past. Do it again. This Lord is up. Team Falcons spotted out the positioning here. They're going to go start this up, but Onyx, they want to go and respond. Troll, Immortality now available to him. Lord's going to go for a reset.
That base rate is so low up top, but they actually managed to clear it in a way where it should be building back towards him. Keyboy's trying to bait out the mount, but Sanji is very patient with it.
Yeah, right now for Onyx ID as well as Team Falcons is a bit of a push and pull here, where they're trying to bait out, like for Falcons, they just want to bait out Kyrie. For Onyx Indonesia, it's really just waiting for Lupi to have a good angle to get multiple targets from Team Falcons, and then a good follow-up coming in from Kyrie. So they have two different ways to engage into the fight.
Black Dragon
Lupi zone छिटो माथि कफिनलाई पक्र्यो लुपीले
gets it down. Jikundo the Vintage Dragon, but it's only onto Keyboy now. Skylar's knocked it down, but he will fall in the end as Sanji takes him out of the fight. Sans flickering out the safety. Kyrie still playing with it. Sans doesn't have the black shoes anymore, and Sano will be able to take him down. It's Keyboy next to the chopping block, mounted by Sanji. Now Lutpi, furious dive. Sano with a yo-yo blitz constantly on him. Good disengage by Kai. Tries to run away, but Sano's going to constantly go for more damage on Kai. While the Requiem down already, they want to go for the wipeout. They have a wave in the mid lane. 18 seconds for Skylar. Lutpi, can he survive this? I don't think he can.
Oh, they're going to run it down mid, and they have the waves pushing in, even with the Lord. It doesn't matter.
Troll is looking for the play right now. Ludpi somehow was able to survive. 5 seconds on Skylar. Ludpi buys the immortality. The wave actually spawns in. The Lord up top going to crash into the bases. That's going to be Falcons trying their best to clear it out. Skylar respawning. Ludpi right there. They have to defend him, but look at the base up top. Is it a turret? Cuffin is horrible at clearing waves on Jusin. So slow. They get it cleared.
Saves the base turret, but man, Ludpi surviving that was insane, and it bought enough time. Let's take a look at the replay here. I'm not sure where it's going to catch up on, but there was so much time bought. Look at this initiation. Great usage of this glue. Again, finding Skylar. Yes, Lord was secured. Troll looked for his own angle. Goes in there, even though the Lord was secured. Skylar was just stuck on, right? That's why the glue is so good here from Sanji. Able to take out Skylar. They choose to go back to fight. Boyan goes heals back up, gets his orange, and then they go ahead and follow through. And then it was just a chase, you know, and Kyrie really tried. Good thing he actually kept a Ludpi alive. I know the timing eventually came there, but with Ludpi still alive, it also kept Team Falcons from possibly ending that game.
It was something that Onyx ID they have to consider. If that happens again, they might not be able to defend that because now it's 20 minutes.
Yeah.
At 22, the respawn timers will be around 50 seconds until 1 minute. So it was good on Ludpi, bought enough time so that the rest of Onyx ID was able to respond. But the next time that happens, that's probably going to be the end.
I'm wondering what the answer is if you're Onyx ID here, especially for Skylar. He had to deal with Sanji sticking on to him. And that is a Holy Crystal now for San, so a little more damage.
Cuffin as well.
Built up here, yeah. Both teams just kind of really locked in on the items. Obviously, you need a little more defensiveness here for Onyx, but Lord coming up in about 15. Team Falcons still in a good advantage to work with. Purple buff going over Sans. Now also, this is where obviously the immortalities come into play. The wind nature for Skylar. Lord is evolving too, so it's going to be a little bit of a slower take as they have to prep and get in position for this one.
How's the wave in bot? Would love to see the wave in bot. Troll rotates over, will build it to a slow push for them.
Yeah, that's the best they can do.
What did Skylar sell to buy the Wind Talker?
Boots. Boots.
No. He already had 6 items earlier. He sold the Wind of Nature. Or wait, it's the Rose Gold. He sold the Rose Gold.
Well, right now, Keyboy does have position up top. See him as Skylar as well as Ludpi. I don't think Team Falcons have vision of that. They got to be careful. If they're clumped up, there's multiple ways for Onyx IG to really... I feel like Sanji, if he tosses the second skill first, is still safe.
Wait, Sans popped in ult!
What, Sans?
Uh-oh, did Troll use third-part G Kundo?
No, I feel like Sans didn't have vision of him.
Yeah, I don't think so. Oh.
Spatial Migration. No Valor Requiem. Actually, it's kind of botched the combo. Skylar in the back, able to flicker out a G Kundo now. Spatial Migration backwards. They are not going to go for the Lord just yet. Glorious Pathway sent down. Troll holding this angle. Wave in the bottom lane is good for Team Falcons. Now as Keyboy gets shredded down by Sano. And Onyx will concede the Lord.
Oh, that was messy from Onyx.
What happened mid?
No, the thing is, I really think that Sans did not see Troll yet. Like, Troll was getting on the way, but he already used the black shoes, so probably a misclick.
Or maybe Troll was waiting in the bush and decided to use skill. Oh, wait. Sanji?
Sanji should be... Okay, he's not going to connect. They got this Lord. It's no
Skylar no ult. Skylar no ult. This is big.
Can they defend this here? Lord's going to have to be worked on.
Troll in the back, gonna go for it, get Skylar! Good furious time, the Petrified heal away from him. Skylar caught by the current call right now, pops in with nature, but will be popped by Cuffin! Lord still alive, base wide open now. Kyrie able to find a spatial migration right now as the Keyboy will be taken out, but it's only the immortality now. Lord still alive somehow there. No minions. Sans has cleared it out. Can he survive? No, he cannot. That's Boye with the killing spree. And Team Falcons have wiped Onyx ID. We are going to a game number 3.
Team of Falcons will do it in game 2 with a composition that we didn't know they could play. Well, now we know.
And I gotta say, Team of Falcons, they are really impressing us right now because, again, the composure that after losing game 1 in that fashion, coming back even stronger, But also Onyx made some very questionable mistakes.
Yeah.
And again, Guinevere, like,
is it cursed, man?
So it's 1-7 now, or 1-8? I think it might be 1-8, dude.
All I know is you only have one win, and even that one was pretty sketchy.
Detective is the only guy to make Guinevere work. And he went home today after making the Guinevere work.
Sorry, Sati Bhai.
You can see here too, Onyx looking just like we saw Team Falcons in game 1, man. And hey, it comes down to one game now between these two. That is just, again, a massive, massive win for Team Falcons.
यार 1-1 भयो यार अब नेक्स्ट गेम हेर्नु मजा आउँछ क्या
We're
बल्ल
used to seeing from them, and they made it work. They made it work from start to finish. Really, there was a little bit of hope there for Onyx, but Team Falcons stayed locked in, got the game under their belt.
And remember, folks, Onyx in a best-of-1 is very, very shaky. Maybe they started things off with a win here in the best-of-3, but now it's back to just one game.
अब त काइ भएर नि प्रेसर पर्छ
It's drafts, man. Something about Gwen I really don't like. I don't know why teams still want to go for it. But either ways, this is potentially a very nerve-wracking situation, because even looking at the crowd, was like, that was a good game. But at the same time, because what's on the line is Mina's first time to the knockouts, as well as the champions of Indonesia not even making it out of groups. Alter Ego was the first, and there's a potential that Onyx will be the last team to get eliminated.
So that would also mean what we mentioned earlier. There would only be one representative from Malaysia and Indonesia.
Very scary stuff. I'm pretty sure the Indonesian in the crowd and watching at home does not want that to happen, but that's just the situation we're in right now. And I feel like Onyx, they're going to be quite confused, because there's like, okay, which Falcon are we going to see?
Assassin Falcon.
And I'm just confused about that going. Like,
yeah. I really think, why pick the Lilia so early? If the Lilia was an option, right, and if they wanted to go for Lilia, I really don't think Falcons would have read into like, oh, let's ban the Lilia. They should have really picked up. Was the Lance banned in the first phase? I don't believe it was, right? It was banned out in the second phase.
Yeah.
So Lancelot was open. I don't know what it is with Onyx and not wanting to pick anything else except for Yisun Shin and Haya then on Kyrie, because Lancelot was open in the first phase. They really could have gone for that.
Maybe that's also why Falcon takes it. It's like, no way they're going to be using Lance, so they just take Haya.
Yeah. I don't think...
I don't think it's that far, but you know. Like,
because it's already a Yuzong, right? Well, what do they start things off with? Yuzong carry. All right, the carry pick was also honestly really, really weird. But then they finished off Red 3 with Lilia.
Which
it's like,
did not need to be picked up.
It was a signature back when Sans started playing in mid.
I mean, let me just say this entire day, when it comes to the drafts, it's a topic I kind of don't want to talk about. Yeah. But now we got to look at the MVP here, Troll with the Cho. From Matilda to the Cho, man. Like, Troll has really shown himself as a roamer here in the world stage.
I feel like anytime we go through our games and we have a MVP Cho, you really have to put respect on their names, because we've seen so many fail Chos too. And Troll, like we mentioned when it was at the draft, you know, this is one of his signature picks. We saw him pick it up when we first were introduced on the international stages, even in previous tournaments with Troll and these players, and he made it work really well. Just like I had mentioned with, you know, Keyboy in the previous game, Troll pretty much did the same thing. Like, he had to do a little more fancy footwork, I feel like, with this Cho, but they made it work. Even with Boyet getting the Hayabusa. But I also want to say that a big part of this, those two last picks were so good. The Glue and the CC. They really allowed this lineup to shine. Yes, it was the same 3 picks that we saw Onyx run in the game 1, but with the Glue and ACC, just complements this so well. Because Glue, like, Sanji is almost my other MVP for this, because the amount of work that he did on Skylar, making Skylar's job pretty much a hell, like in terms of like trying to get in position and fight, was great. And that's what we see with the Glue. And also Sano, the Kern's call with the Yo-Yo Blitz was a lot of threat. Like, there's a lot of threatening damage there to deal with. So even when it looks like some of these team fights where Onyx is getting the upper hand, they're sort of winning these fights, you kind of miscredit like the amount of potential there is to win these little skirmishes. that is here, especially with Glue and ACC, who both have that brave smite, and they get a lot of that HP back when they're, fighting like this. So again, it was very difficult, I feel like, for Onyx to approach the fights the way they wanted to.
What's concerning for me as an Indonesian is, right, I mean, we can talk all day about the draft. I still agree that the drafts are very botched. I don't really like the placement of some heroes, why they pick it up in the specific moments that they do. But what's more concerning as an Indonesian is how they played it, because it wasn't like it was a completely cooked draft from the start of the game. In the start of the game, I think Neutral Objective 1 should have actually been free for them. They have a Yuzong that can actually go through. They have a Guinevere who cannot be CC locked by the Glue as long as you pop in ult. But they decided to go for a gank, and that was a super greedy gank up top. Completely miscalculated the gank. Glue didn't die. They ended up losing 3 members, and then Turtle 1 went to Falcon. So that's more concerning for sure, right? Like, you think, okay, it's Onyx, they have a superstar lineup. It's always the coach's fault. That is the easy way to blame Onyx. But if you look at that game, you can't say it's fully coach's fault when they botched the early game so bad.
Yeah. It would be different if Sanji was outside of the turret range. The fact that Kyrie took those turret shots, and I would say responded to it a bit slower, just a bit greedy, trying to make sure that he gets that kill, with possibly with exchanging his own life. Yeah, I kind of feel like game number 1, Falcon forced it. Game number 2, Onyx forced it. So it's kind of like the team that reacted better just ends up winning the game.
Thing is, like, we've seen Onyx actually lose composure from game 1. In game 1, Sans flickered very, very early. You remember Skylar flickering when it didn't really look like he needed to. And that's the build-up of pressure.
I'm still wondering, I wish we had like a little replay or like a camera on what happened even with Sans, like towards that last little fight where the black shoes were used. Not that that would have changed, I feel like, the course of the game or anything, but there's just these like kind of weird errors happening.
They're like fidgety.
Yeah, fidgety. I don't know if it's like, there's just pressure or what exactly Onyx is dealing with, because like we said, we saw that from Team Falcons too, especially in game 1, but this was, you can definitely say this was a great adjustment from Team Falcons and exactly what they had to show, because when you get through the Swiss stage like this and you're pretty much universally playing one kind of play style, and then you really, it comes down to like your last potential life and you bring out this, now it makes game 3 I feel like harder for Onyx to deal with, especially when we get to the bans or the order of the picks.
Yeah, honestly, it's going to be quite a big pressure for both, because this next game will be the very final game of the Swiss stage before we move on over to the knockouts. But for now, we do have an interview on the side with Rose, I believe. So let's check out that interview to see what's going on.
Hey guys, Rose here in a 1-on-1 situation. As we wrap up the Swiss stage, I would like to catch up a little bit with the side of Team Onyx Indonesia and of course Team Falcon. So with me here we have Paddington and Kakashi. Let's start with Paddington. Paddington, how are you? Are you nervous?
Nah, just doing normal.
Just doing normal. What about you, Kakashi? How are you feeling?
Just doing normal too.
Just doing normal. Okay, let's talk about Onyx. How was Onyx like when they arrived at the venue, and how did they approach this match? Were they nervous? Were they confident?
Nah, we're really confident for today.
Really confident for today. What about you, Kakashi? How is Falcons like?
We are really confident for today, and I think we're gonna be the first team in MENA go to knockout stage.
Ooh, that is a statement. And of course, Paddington, now that you're coming in from a loss as we enter Game 3, how is the players like?
Boleh use bahasa?
Bisa aja.
Kayak kita udah sering di situasi ini kan, jadi kayak kita di pilnya biasa aja.
Oh.
We still really confident for this match.
Okay, Paddington said they're very used to these kind of situations, so they're going in still very much confident. What about you, Kakashi? You guys are coming in from a winning momentum as we enter this last best of 1. How is Falcons like inside the room right now?
I think all good. All the players feel confident, and we can get the next win.
Oh, I think
it's best of 1 now.
Yes, it's a best of 1 now. Now, Paddington, I'm pretty sure you watched the games just now. What does Onyx have to improve in order to secure the next game win?
I think we just need to not doing a lot of mistake and have a better execution for the next game.
Focusing on discipline, yeah? And for you, What do you guys think you guys have to nail on the spot to make sure you guys get the last ticket to the knockouts?
We just play our game, normal game, like what we do always.
Normal game, no pressure for the side of Falcons. And of course, a special question for Kakashi. We know that Onyx Indonesia is the home ground heroes, which means there's a lot of Sonics in the arena. Does your players feel extra pressured entering this matchup?
No, our players experienced that before in MBL MENA final because we played in Egypt and it was enemy home. So our opponent home, I mean.
So you guys are also used to it?
Yeah.
Ah, just like Onyx, both of you guys are used to this same situation. As we wrap things up slowly, Paddington, anything you want to say to Onyx and Sonics?
Yeah, just keep supporting us. And you guys, nggak akan kecewa lah. Kita akan menang match ini.
Okay, Paddington said you guys will not be disappointed. Just keep supporting us and we're gonna win this match. What about you, Kakashi? Anything for the MENA community?
Just keep supporting us and we will be the first team in MENA to get to the knockout stage, I mean.
It seems like both team is incredibly confident as we approach a best of one. So it's Onyx Indonesia going up against Team Falcons, fighting for the last ticket to the knockout stages. I wonder who will get that last ticket later on. Without further ado, let us throw it back to the casters to start the game.
Hello, cafe जान्छु.
Thank you very much, Rose, and